That's good, right?
I think we'll get both of us in there.
Probably just. Oh shit.
All right. So before we get started, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Rawchaa, Qadash. We want to give double honors unto the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone who were well. Peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. All right. We're the Hebrew Israelites. All right. Like I said, we come out here week in and week out to prophesy, man. To tell the destruction of this place, which is Babylon the Great. Okay, according to the scriptures, that this place is going to be destroyed. Great trials and tribulations are going to happen upon this place. Get the 2nd Ezra 15th chapter. Go into a little bit of prophecy. We got a lot of signs, more signs showing that the Lord is coming back. Those chariots, we're going to get into those chariots today. Chariots have been showing themselves as they've been more and more frequently. But the scriptures say, "Be not dismayed that the signs are at heaven." Because the heathen are dismayed at them. All right, those chariots aren't UFOs with green heads and big eyes, man. Those are the Israelites, man. Those are the angels of the Lord. Bring that out.
And this is 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
Yeah, speak thou in the ears of my people. Who are the Lord's people? All right, the Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, so-called. Okay, you're the Lord's chosen people. That's who the world calls Jesus Christ came back to save, man. It was at Matthew 1:21. It says, "And she shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Yahawashi, for he shall save his people." A possessive pronoun, not everybody. Okay, so it says, "Speak that." Hey, that's why. Hey, we were told to go out on the four corners of the earth and prophesy to all nations. But what it says here, "Speak thou in the ears of my people," the words of prophecy, man. Because our people were scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth.
It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper."
Yeah, in paper, this Bible right here. And it said, hey, the Lord is going to put the words in our mouth, So anything that we teach, anything that we come up with, it's not of our own. The Lord gave us this ability to come out here and preach. The Lord said, wherever 2 or 3 are gathered, the Lord is in the midst of them, right? So, it's the Spirit of the Lord that gives us the unction to come out here and teach every week, man. Go and do the videos and the shows on our own personal time, and stay in the Spirit of the Lord, man.
It says, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
So the words of this Bible are faithful and true. Real quick, let me get Romans 3:3. Because what a lot of people will be like, oh well, a so-called white man wrote that book, or that book isn't real. You know what I mean? The scriptures tell you that this word is faithful and true. How do we know? We know through the prophecies, man. The prophecies that came to pass in the ancient world, and the prophecies that are coming to pass now before our very eyes, man. But this is for you who don't believe, all right?
This is Romans chapter 3, verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect?
So we stand here, we come out here, every week we teach the word, and our people look at us, and they go ahead about their business. They don't really take this thing very seriously. Why? Because they don't believe, man. But what? Does that make the faith of Yahawashi without effect? Does that mean that the prophecies aren't going to come to pass? Does that mean that the Lord isn't going to come and save the elect of his people? Right?
It says, God forbid. Yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar.
All right, so let the Most High be true, and every man a liar. All right?
It says, God forbid, it says, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. And that's true, man, because people be caught up in their own feelings and their own false philosophies, man. And they think the world's supposed to work according to how they think. Well, another scripture with precept, the Lord said, what? My thoughts are not your thoughts. Yeah. My ways are not your ways. Hey, the Most High, that's a title. And notice, it's the Most High, because he is the highest. All right? This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 15 and 3. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee.
Yeah, it says, fear not the imaginations against them. What are the imaginations? You got Esau, which is the so-called white man, and all the other nations confederate against us. You know what I mean? They got they got imaginations to ultimately put a microchip in us, man.
Right.
And ultimately extinct us off the face of the earth, man. You know, but it says, fear not those imaginations. Fear not what 2/3 of our people are ultimately going to do, persecute us the same way that they persecuted Yahawashi, man. You know, for bringing the truth. Because what? The scriptures plainly tell you, right? Have I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth, man? We're out here telling the truth, and our people hate us for it, man. You know? So forget those imaginations, and let not the incredulity of them trouble you. The word incredulity means unbelief, man. Because a lot of people don't believe in the Lord, man.
Yeah, I got you. Quick precept. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 16 and 63. Surely he knoweth your inventions and what ye think in your hearts.
Right.
Even them that sin and excuse me. And even them that sin and would hide their sin.
Yeah. See, here it is. Esau, their inward thought is that their house is going to continue forever, right? But what he doesn't understand is that the Lord knows your thoughts, man. Right. The Lord programmed you to think the way that you do. The Lord guides your steps in every doing that you do. That's why you can't do nothing against the truth before the truth, man. Right. Esau, in his mind, one of his imaginations is that he's going to come up to us in our camps and remove us off these corners, man. And you think, oh, you know, wow, everybody's watch scoffers and things like that. Once that day comes, they're going to be like, man, they finally got rid of those Israelites, man. You know, I'm tired of looking at them. But what you don't understand is that you're fulfilling prophecy, man. We know we're waiting for the day where Esau is going to drive us off these street corners, man, because that's a sign that we're that much closer to the end, man. Because before a famine of food or water happens, there has to be a famine of the word first, man.
It says, surely he knoweth your inventions and what ye think in your hearts, even them that sin and would hide their sin.
Yeah.
Therefore have the Lord exactly searched out all your works, and he will put you all to shame.
So the Lord's going to put you all to shame, man.
Yeah, BaHaSham back. This is back in 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 3. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
So what if some shall not believe? The unfaithful are going to die in their unfaithfulness, man. Now we know ultimately all of Israel is going to be saved. 2/3 of our people are going to be cut off and destroyed because of their unbelief in the Lord and their wickedness. But ultimately they're going to come through the loins of the elect of the nation of Israel, all right, and be raised up in righteousness, man. You know.
It says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
And that's what we're looking for now. You know, we talk about the plagues upon the earth, man. First of all, you know, you got the bubonic plague, the measles outbreak, Ebola. You know, all these plagues, swine flu. You know, they had to cut off a large production of pigs out there in China, man. You know, and that's like their main food source out there. They love that swine out there, man. But what broke out there? A plague, man, and that plague was from the Lord, man. Just so that it could be reported on the news for the elect to go out there and report it and bring it out through prophecy, man, and filter it through the scriptures, man.
Yeah, another thing too. I know we talk about the plagues of disease warfare. You know, diseases that you can't control, that if you get hit with, you die, man. Right. You know, the Most High is bringing these things upon the earth. And another thing, the chariots, how you start off the video, right. You know, talking about the so-called UFOs. We call them IFOs because we identify those flying objects. And we know that they are the chariots of the Most High. Guess what? They are a plague. And I got a quick precept. This is Zechariah chapter 5 and 1. Beautiful. Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breeder thereof is 10 cubits.
All right, so this was like a regular size chariot. This is talking about a so-called UFO, but like the brother just mentioned, it's an IFO, an identifying flying object, man. All right. So the length thereof was 20 cubits, and the width thereof was 20 cubits.
Verse 3. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth.
You know, in that movie Independence Day really illustrates that, man. You know, you seen the big giant chariot that came by, and all the little ones that were coming by. It was like a plague on the earth, man. You know, and that's the scriptures coming out to life, man. You know, and through these movies, man. That's why you got to watch these movies to really get the image. You know, that imagination going when you read the scriptures, man.
Hey, the Lord allowed these Edomites to put these movies together. You know, to give you the images in your mind, man. You know. Oh, that's it on that.
Get second as the 13th chapter. 13? Yeah, start 5, I think. You know? Because, yeah, hey, there's an example of these plagues. When the Lord comes back with these chariots, man, it's not going to be a joke, man. Like the brother said, that's another form of a plague. And another plague that comes to mind is a thermonuclear missile. You know? Where they say the plagues upon the earth. You know, I forget exactly how it goes, but the Lord is going to hit them with those plagues, and that's talking ultimately about those nukes. That's right. So there's going to be a combination of destruction from the Lord's chariots and thermonuclear destruction, and we're going to read some of it.
This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 13. Want me to start at 5?
Yeah, start at 5. Okay.
Verse 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the 4 winds of heaven to subdue the men that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had. Let me get it in my thing. My Bible is messed up. Let me get it here. It's locked in.
Brothers be digging into those scriptures so much, man. The Bible's falling apart.
Yeah. Got tape holding together.
Yeah. This is 2nd Ezra 13 and 5. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the 4 winds of heaven to subdue the men that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it.
Now see, this is why you gotta watch movies like Independence Day. That carved great mountain was referring to a chariot. But it wasn't like the chariot that Zechariah saw, you know, 20 by 20 cubit, a smaller one. But it was a big giant one, and he described it as a mountain.
Fathership.
You know, like the fathership. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, the image, not to cut you off, but like the image the brother was talking about Independence Day. Why Esau was allowed to make that movie, and you had that big shit that came, and that's when they all knew they was being invaded, man. Yep. You know, and that's, hey, we believe through the scriptures, that's what Yahawashi is going to come back in that fathership, man. Hey, all the elect might be delivered up in that one shit, man. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I picture, like, you know, in the movie, that's why I said the scriptures come to life when you read this in 2nd Ezra, is because, like, you know, you look up and you see something that's like a mountain carved in the skies. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, imagine something like that. We in Newark right now. Imagine something like that were to come over here and sweep over Newark, man. There would be sheer panic all over the streets. Everybody would be running in different directions, you know? Everybody running to the cops. Police, what the fuck is the cops gonna do? They looking up at you with their mouth on the ground, man.
Hey, they gonna be terrified themselves.
Yeah, that was in another movie with I think it was World War Z in the supermarket when this dude shot this guy because he was trying to take his gun, and the cop was right there and he was running to him. He thought he was about to get in trouble, and the cop was running by to get his own damn food, man.
He don't got time for you.
He ain't got time for you.
And then that's why the scriptures say all eyes shall see him.
You wanna like readdress this?
You can.
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is 2nd Ezra 13 and 6. It says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graven himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not.
And I could not. You see that? This chariot was so big and massive, you couldn't even see the end of it, man. You know? That's the kind of weapons. You know, see, Esau boasts in his tanks and his airplanes and his weapons of war, you ain't got nothing that you can't see the end of it, man. You know what I mean? Something as big as a planet. You know, we got these ships out there that are probably bigger than the planet, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And the thing too, hey, the America, they admitted about the chariots, man.
Right.
You know, why all of a sudden in 2019 they want to admit that there's foreign aircrafts, you know? That's within our world, man. That people see, you can't help it. Everybody has a smartphone. Everybody's gonna look up and start filming, man. You know, they can't resist hiding or lying about the Lord's angels anymore. So what is their plan? Their plan is to hope that they can shift everyone to fighting on their side against the Most High and the angels, man.
Beautiful. And that's what this whole Area 51 thing is about. Everybody's trying to big it all up like, oh yeah, it is what you see in the movie Independence Day again. What you see in Area 51 with the crash ship and the alien, it's all true now. And now everybody's like, well, let's go check it out and let's go bum rush Area 51 because I want to see these aliens. But they're trying. But the point is that now that the truth is out and Esau can't stop the truth, he has to contain it and try to shift it in some kind of way to support him in his favor. Because like the brother just said it perfectly. Now that it's out that the chariots are out there, well, now it's time to vilify them. Now it's time to demonize them and make the people fight against them.
So if they attack, here it is. We gotta fight for our people. We gotta fight as one. We're not fighting for this place. We're praying that the Lord let the chariots shoot lasers and fire upon this place, man. You crazy as hell if we're gonna fight for you, Esau. You out of your mind. And that's why they're regulating the unicorn, or you could say the avenues of YouTube, and putting restrictions because they don't want the people to know. That's why they're taking brothers' videos down, the whole channels, man. Because brothers been teaching on channels for years, man. And so they got a lot of work on there. Brothers overall, they're covered. Well, we say the apostles and the men, hey, they covered every part of the scriptures. So if you want to talk about the UFOs, you type in the search bar, you're going to run into a brother's video telling you those are the angels of the Lord, man. And they don't want you people to know that, man.
They don't want you to know that the angel of the Lords are coming here to deliver you, man.
Right.
You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You know, from the clutches of this devil, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, man. He's the one that's that's why he got weapons, space weapons and Operation Star Wars out there. He's looking to fight against the Most High, and imagine, let's say you have a long lost brother, man, you know, and you don't know him, and he's been going away on a far off land, and he comes back, and Esau is trying to be all friendly with you. He knows he's coming back, but he's pitting you against him. So when he comes back, y'all enemies, man. We're y'all brothers, you know.
Hey, the thing too, Trump made mention on one of his speeches when he got off that helicopter. He was talking about how the military they don't have enough people. Not a lot of people are joining the army. And what's happened today? When I was driving, and I noticed they had a little like roadblock. They was doing something to the road, and on a cop car they had an application because even here in North they need police. They need people to get hired. They're looking to hire people, man. Nobody wants to be a cop. Nobody wants to work in that type of field, working for the government, man. And I'll tell you this, all you morons and idiots that sign up and go to the military, guess what? You're signing your life over for death, man. You know, the scriptures say he that is joined with the shop and trust him. So you're going to be fighting in this third world war against the Lord, against the one who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. You know, we're in that season that Esau is about to fall. We're in the end of his kingdom, man. So guess what? You're going into that war in a few years or whatever the time may be, because we know it's around the corner. Once prophecies be fulfilled, the force of the chip, the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, when they declare that war, you're going to be fighting against who? The other nations. And then you're going to get taken out by these other nations when they go on the raid Iran. This is the war you're not going to win, Esau.
Not gonna win. And hey, even if you enlist in the army, you're probably gonna have already taken the chip regardless, man. Yeah. So you're already finished.
Oh,
you're an Israelite.
They said once you go into the army, you have to receive a chip now. Right. You sign up and going into the army, you have to receive an RFID chip. So you already did, because you got the mark of the beast. Right. It says 2nd Esdras 13:7. But I will have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid. and yet durst fight.
And yet there's fight. Esau is going to be so afraid, but what? He's going to gather all his military might, all the other nations. They're going to, hey, they even have a treaty or a clause. I think it was started by Ronald Reagan, I believe it was, where to say if we were to be invaded by some unknown source from another planet, we're going to stop all beef with each other and then turn and fight against that. So Russia, Iran, China, the United States, when the Lord comes back, they're all going to turn and go fight against the Lord, man.
Can't make this up, man. You can't make this up. The elites, they're riding right in line with the prophecy of the scriptures, man. You can't make this up. You know?
Yep.
They supposed to do that. You know?
Hey, so, Zephaniah 3:9 real quick. You know? Because what? Hey, all this activity that's happening is all of the Lord's doing. Everything is of the Lord's doing. You know, so it's the Lord that's gathering all these nations into what's known as the Valley of Jehoshaphat, man. That's where the main battle is going to be. The Lord's going to come back and destroy America with thermonuclear fire, chariots, and all that, and all of that. But the main battleground is going to be that Valley of Jehoshaphat, man, the hotbed.
This is Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 8. Therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations.
Yeah, so it's the Lord's determination is to gather the nations, man. So we're supposed to wait on the Lord, man. We're not supposed to take matters into our own hands.
Right.
We're not supposed to buy guns and go out here and protest and marches, 300 Israelite marches.
Hey, also too, just to throw in there, because this is the new flavor of the week. We ain't gonna make unity with guys that ain't teaching according to the doctrine.
Yep.
So we're not setting up something new. We're just doing and obeying by what the scriptures have told us to do. Yahawashi told us to do. You know?
What does the scriptures tell you? Real quick. Amos chapter 3, verse 6. Amos chapter 3, verse 3. It says, can two walk together except they be agreed?
Right.
You know? So no, if we're not speaking the same thing, then we ain't gonna be unified with you.
Right. Why are we going to unify? We already got oil, man. The Lord told us what the job to do. We got the description of the job. We're doing the description of the job. We're doing what we got to do. Anything else is climbing up some other way, man. Seeking glory, vain glory.
Anything else is confusion, okay? Because what? If we're all speaking the same thing, there's power behind that. You know, Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi is dealing with that. The scriptures say it, okay? That we should all be of one mind in 1 Corinthians, the 1st chapter and the 10th verse, man. It says we're all supposed to be of one mind because what? Power comes behind that, man. Anything other than that is confusion.
Right.
It's confusion. And two people, if you out here prophesying and I'm telling you that the mark of the beast is the RFID microchip and this brother's telling you that it's Christianity, that's confusion, man.
Right.
Why y'all even teaching with each other?
Right.
Why y'all even breaking bread with each other?
Hey, the scriptures say Satan against Satan shall roughly outstand.
Yeah. Let Satan be against Satan. How shall his house stand?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, so that scripture goes to show you that the end result, if they was to continue to keeping that going, the end result will be what? That whole thing will fall, man. All right? Because two can't be together, man, unless they agree, man. And then GOCC is like the biggest clowns of them all because they said in the intros, they always say, you know, we coming under the name of Yahawah BaHaSham Right. But GOCC teaches the name of Yahawah BaHaSham Yeshaya. So why you just sitting there in the background not speaking up for yourself, man?
Right.
Goes to show you it don't make no fucking sense.
Hey, the scriptures say the Lord's going to say he never knew you, man.
Yep.
But this is Zephaniah 3 and 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms and to pour upon them my indignation.
So it's the Lord's determination to gather the nations, what? In the Valley of Jehoshaphat and pour upon them his fierce, righteous indignation, man. Indignation means righteous payback, man.
Righteous anger.
Righteous anger. Why?
Yeah, you have a right to be mad. All right? Hey, Esau, the scriptures say he held his fast, he would never let thee go. You know? He's to the point where he wants to be as the Most High. So you damn right. All right? The Heavenly Father has a righteous anger. And he's going to have some righteous killing and bloodshed, man, among these heathens and among 2/3 of our people, man.
Look at the way those Edomites polluted the land of Israel, man. You know, the Lord's eyes are constantly upon Israel, and he has to look at all that wickedness that goes over there, all that homosexuality, you know, the blasphemy of them that say that they are Jews and are not, man. You know? So the Lord's gonna be angry when he comes back. Damn right.
Yeah, I got you. I got a precept behind this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just finish it up. It says that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
I thought that scripture mentioned the Valley of Jehoshaphat, but yeah, Yahawashi. You know what I mean? The Valley of Jehoshaphat. That's where the Lord is going to gather the nations, Yahawashi, man. Which means the Valley of Decision, man.
I got a quick one as well. Second Ezra chapter 16, verses 33. It says, the virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. Yep. It says, in the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. And you know, brothers were just getting into that as well, man. You know, a lot of you men, okay, walking around here is gonna get drafted, mandatory drafted, okay, by the military, man. Okay, because as the brother was just saying, the military numbers is at an all-time low. All right, the police numbers is at an all-time low, man. You got it out there in Cali. Pretty much, they was having walk-ons, man. You know, I don't know the procedure to become a cop, but they lessened it and weakened it all the way down to where, yo, just walk on and join, man. You know, join the force.
Wow.
Why? Because nobody is joining, man. Okay? And why is that? Because, hey, Esau's plans backfired on him, man. Here it is, he dumbed down the people by putting fluoride in the water and spraying aluminum and then and other chemicals up in the air, man, to dumb you down even more. So now nobody even got a spirit of fight in them, man. Everybody just wants to be drugged up. You know, young generation whoever just want to play video games and try and become rappers and do drugs. So you're not gonna have a damn choice, man. You know, the American government is gonna need you, man, to fight against our big brother Yahawashi, man, and to fight in World War III. All right, so if you don't show up at your local army base when you get your letter in the mail, well then they're gonna come and take your ass to jail, man.
They might put you to death.
Yeah, well, just put you to death, man, for treason.
They're gonna have to bring the draft back. They're gonna have to bring the draft back, man. You know, you're gonna have to get drafted. All these weed smoking, Call of Duty playing ass niggas, you're gonna have to go to war. And you're just gonna be a body. They just need a person to pick up a gun. They don't care if you can't follow directions, just get out there. You know, shoot something. You know?
And hey, because China has a 2 million man army, they got 1 million on deck. And in case a whole million gets wiped out, they got another 1 million to back them up. And then they cool with North Korea, they cool with Russia, they cool with Iran. And it is America's numbers are at an all-time low. So you know damn well that draft is coming back, man.
Navy SEAL, I mean, what's that, Green Beret, all the vets, you know, the prestige soldiers, they're not gonna be able to help you, man. You're gonna lose.
Right? So it says, the women shall mourn having no husbands. Why? Because they actually gonna get drafted, they're gonna get killed off. It says their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. Ain't gonna be nobody around to help them. Right? Hey, like the scripture say, when the doors are shut in the streets and the famine come, nobody gonna be able to help you women, man. You know, at that point, that's when Rise Up You Women That Are is gonna kick in, Isaiah 32:9. And then you're gonna realize, damn, I'm just a woman, man. I'm just a weaker vessel. And you're gonna realize that you really had no power at all. It was just a mirage, man. So, as I said, their daughters shall mourn having no helpers, man.
Hey, that's that Isaiah 4:1. Prophecy of that, man. Where the scriptures say, the woman gonna say, let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach, to take away your sins, man. Well, you ain't gonna want to die, not the grievous death way, as you're gonna see others. You're gonna be humbled, man. Even men gonna be humbled, man. You know, these niggas and these women today are proud, man. Proud for nothing. The scriptures say, why is dirt and ashes proud? You know, I look at Jake every day, man, and examining Jake, man. All the shit Jake don't know what they fucking look like, man. It's disgusting, and they are degenerates, man. They're low-lifes, man. Niggas in rap videos, y'all niggas are low-lifes, man. Smoking weed and talking about how many niggas you killed and how many times you got a body. That niggas is low-lifes, man. Yeah. That's all you can talk about. That's all you can come up with. You think you somebody on this dirty-ass block, in this dirty-ass alleyway, talking about you run something, talking about how many bodies you got. Y'all niggas is a bunch of foolish ass niggas, man. Hard-headed niggas, man. You know? Shit crazy, man. You niggas gonna be humble for how much more the women, man?
Right.
Yeah. And you see how proud they are now when they let's say they EBT or they snap card go off. You know, they go down there and they cause a ruckus. They'll freaking curse out the cashier because she can't process your food, man. You know? So what happens once those benefits stops? 2nd Ezra 9th chapter. When those benefits stop, man. You know? Like the brother said, you're gonna be humble,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Actually, let's bring that scripture out. Unless you're done with that?
A little bit more.
Yeah.
BaHaSham. Oh, that's hey. I'll save it to that scripture, man, because that's another thing. Section 8. Where these women gonna sleep at, man? When Esau don't want to help them out no more, they're gonna be knocking on their baby daddy's house, man, on their baby daddy's door, man, to help them out. Because the man already, you know, working his ass off. You gotta pay child support and stuff. But when Section 8 gets cut, where they gonna sleep, man? So it says, in the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. See, and that's two different things, man. You're gonna have some men still around here, but they're gonna have to what? Go out looking for food, okay, to bring back to the house, man. And they're gonna perish by the wayside, man, on their way to try to get food. You know, a gang of niggas gonna go hunt them down, beat the hell out of them. Esau gonna hunt them down, beat the hell out of them. That's why the scriptures say, you know, it's as if a man escaped from a bear, you know, and then a lion met him, and then he rests his hand and the snake bit his ass, man. So he's gonna have to dodge everything.
Yeah, you can't get away from judgment.
No escape.
That's it.
Cause like the brother was saying, man, I was thinking of the scripture when you know you got these niggas out here, man, that boast and all this dumb shit, man. You know what I mean? Talking about all this power you got when you ain't nothing, man. And that's what, and this scripture came up right, actually. Ooh. That was where I told you to get it, in the 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. Yeah. Might as well go grab it. Yeah. Let's go grab that.
This is 2nd Ezra. Start at 1.
No. Let's go down to. Let me 7.
This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, verse 7. And every one that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works, and by faith, whereby ye have believed.
That's a spirit, because we were just talking about that before. You know, the belief and the faith that it takes to come out here and do this work, to come out here and preach to our people, you know, in boldness, man. You know, before the face of them that afflict us, man. We curse the devil out right to your face, man. We out here on your street corners talking your kingdom down, man. You know, because we believe, man.
They scripture say, faith without works is dead.
Hey, if I could just add as well, man, because you know these things of Yahawah shot. I was checking that movie of Den and Thieves, man. You know, so you know, my mind is that they were snagging them up at any given moment that they wanted, man. You know, that can easily happen to us, but guess what? The scriptures say, you know, thy teacher shall not be removed into a corner anymore. That's how you know this thing is of Yahawah shot, man.
Right.
But we still do it boldly, man. Anyway, man. And the day is gonna come where they're gonna try and do that. But guess what? The standard is gonna be lifted up against them, man.
That's right. It says, verse 8, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land.
Yep, so we're looking to be preserved from the said perils, man. And the only way to do that is these works, man. You know? Do the things that Yahawashi delights in, so that he can save you from that day of calamity, man.
Right.
You know? But like the brother was talking about, these niggas out here, man. These niggas going out there killing each other, doing drugs, all these things, committing adultery and acts of homosexuality and all these things, doing whatever they want to do, man. You know?
This is Salakia, verse 7. And every one that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. For I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Then shall they be in pitiful case.
Hey, right there, that's predestination. Because we tell you to get right, we tell you all these things on what you got to do to obtain salvation, but knowing that 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed anyway. They're not going to get it. Why? Because you weren't predestined. You weren't the chosen elect. That's why that's another thing we keep talking about. It's the elect, man. This thing is all about the elect.
It says, Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torment.
Yeah, those niggas that this brother was talking about a minute ago, they cast the Lord away despitefully, man. They were the ones that said free Barabbas, man. You know?
A quick precept.
Yeah.
Just to add to that. Proverbs 13:13. Because this is why. Whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed. Right? And it says, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded.
Yep, so he who despises the word shall be destroyed, man. Straight to the point.
It says, verse 10, for such as in their life have received benefits.
Yep, those Snapchats, those EBT, the benefits that Esau Edom lies out in front of you. So, you know, that's why Esau has all these benefits for Jake to partake in. And then, you know, they're walking around with their very own lives like nothing's wrong, man. You know, here it is. Everybody's going to the store. Everybody's going about their daily business. And we telling you that America is going to be destroyed, you know? So you don't believe. Why? Because you're comfortable and set in your benefits set up by this devil, set up in your ways, you know? Because what? What's that word? What's that scripture where it says sentence against the evil word? You know?
Check it on your phone, see if it's good.
That's that.
But I'm doing that right now.
It was like
Yeah, that right now, because you know you figured, because the Lord didn't come back and zap you for doing whatever wicked deed that you did. That means that you're not going to ultimately pay, man. Everybody pays, man. Right?
So, Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. Because
Turn the
sentence
phone around.
against an
It's
evil
supposed to
work
be- Nah.
is not executed speedily. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Yeah, so your hearts are fully setting you to do evil, man. And you don't know that you're doing evil, man. You know, every time you call, refer to the Lord as Jesus Christ. Every time, you know, you bow down and worship some idol. You know what I mean? This pale Edomite down there, this Cesare Borgia, you know, you're sinning against the Lord, man. Talk to you Negros, Latinos, Native Americans, man. And what? Because judgment wasn't executed upon you speedily, you know, you were like, well, there ain't no God, man. Let me just go out and do what I do then, you know?
It says, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me,
Yep.
and they that had walked in my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it.
But despised it. And while they yet had liberty, because why did the scriptures say that, man? Because here it is. We know damn well you're going to be running to the Lord when all hell breaks loose, man. All right? When all your benefits, when Esau turns his backs on you and starts showing the horns, all right? When he starts coming down on you with Revelation 12:12 coming down on you with great wrath, talking about you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're going to be begging the Lord for salvation, man. Lord, please, what's his name? Who were those prophets? What was the name again? I know I heard it. It was Yahawah and Yahawashi. Yeah, it said, then you're going to call on the Lord. But the scriptures say when you yet had liberty, you didn't want to seek the Lord, man. That's why you're going to be destroyed.
It says, verse 12, the same must know it after death by pain.
Because our people are so stiff-hearted and stiff-necked. The only way you can convince a nigga, like the niggas that we were talking about before, you know, out there smoking, committing adultery, shooting their own, killing their own people, boasting about it. You know what I mean? The same that the only way you can get a nigga like that to understand is to put him to death, man. You know? And people will say, "Oh, you hate your people." That's actually progress. The Lord killing off 2/3 of our people and putting them to death in however which way He sees fit. That's progress, man.
You know, the thing is, these niggas don't know what they look like. And that's why when every rap video they come up with it, they show the heat, they tote the gun or point the gun and shit. What happens is these Edomites, when they look at those videos, they laugh. And they're very faithful. They're very faithful in their power, which is Satan, that they have manipulated your minds to keep you asleep, man. You know? They're laughing at you rap niggas, man. They laughing because they know you have no clue and have no chance of power. No chance of power, man. They know what power is, man. They know what they have done unto us, man. But you niggas a bunch of idiots, man. You know?
Hey, we was talking about it before. Not here. Some cat in the world. They were discussing the difference between rich people and wealthy people, man. And that's how you know that Esau Edom is laughing at you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, especially rappers and like you sports and entertainers that think you're actually rich. When you're getting paid, let's say like in the NFL, you look at an NFL player, he's got all this money, he's got all this jewelry, cars, house, and all this stuff. You're like, oh man, that dude's rich right there. But you forgetting that he's like one of like 80-something players that he receives a paycheck from one of the owners of the NFL, man. That's wealth, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You rappers aren't rich, aren't wealthy.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got a little bit of change, and then you think like you're this big demigod, man.
Yeah,
when you're nothing.
Yeah, Jay-Z knows that he's receiving things. He knows it can be taken away from him. So that's why he got along with the program. And this is why now he's now munching off you niggas, man. You know, investing in ankle monitors and things like that. He's now your downfall is his income. You know, he done sold his own people out. But guess what? He got to go along, because if not, he gonna have his stuff taken away by the elites, man. You know, he talking about he's a billion. What did he say? What was he announced of? A billionaire? Get the hell out of here, man. That's all. It's just numbers they made up, man. You know, I bet you, I guarantee you, if there is 20 more years here, God forbid, Lord forbid. But if it is, I guarantee he'd be the next what they did to Bill Cosby. He'd be the next Bill Cosby.
Yeah, right.
They do that to all them jakes, man. All the so-called black superstars, man. If you want to say, man. Eventually, when Satan is done with them, he finished with them. That's it, man. That's it. And then what? You get your trademarks to someone else, man.
Hey, that's why in the beginning, in the early goings, they make you go through all these rituals. They make you do all these things for them, and they let you put you on the camera. You know what I mean? They take you in that back room, and you sitting on the casting couch, man. And they got evidence and dirt on you, so if you ever buck up down the road, they could just air your dirty laundry out, man. Just air it out, man. Ruin your entire image.
That's how you know this thing is all about an image. And it should be, man. Yeah, it should be about an image, man. Right now, we're in a time of our liberty, which not liberty from, we're not, you know, we have liberty to serve the Lord, man. We don't have liberty to do whatever we want. But right now, we can serve the Lord while the Lord is seeking us, man. You know? He took away his name, he took away our identity, now he's giving it back. And this is the time. This is the test. You know?
Fucking as well. That's why you don't want to. That's why you can't really brag about riches here. Still, just because you got riches don't mean you're better than anybody, man. Because y'all, I don't know if y'all saw that NFL player in the store. The cop was whooping his ass, man. He was like on the offensive line, man. You know?
Oh, he was fighting him back.
Yeah. See, he thought he was above the law, man. No, you're just another fucking nigga with money, man.
Hey, as you speak, the brother Rawchaa, he had hit me yesterday. And you know, he was telling me he was on his plantation and shit. He was telling me who he saw on his plantation. Out there begging. Luther Wright. I don't know if you know this guy. He was a star basketball player, about 7 feet, or about 6 something feet tall. He went to the NBA. And the guy's from Jersey City. And now he's out there on Jersey City streets begging for money, man. You know? He was like, I just ran into him. You know?
See? So your riches means nothing here in America.
And then too, Luther Wright, if you look him up on YouTube, there's an old documentary on him where he supposedly got over his drug habits or whatever the case is. And he bounced back. But guess what? He's back now on the streets in 2019. You know? Named Luther Wright. Tall ass basketball player, he kind of heavy now. You know? Bring it back. Yeah, bring it back. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 13. And therefore be not thou curious how the ungodly shall be punished and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved.
Right.
Who the world is and for whom the world is created.
Yep. So the world was created for our sakes, man. And we ain't gonna worry about 2/3 of our people, man. You know, we wish you wake up. You know, we wish you come back to who you are. But, you know, other than that, to hell with you. Hey, the Lord told Jeremiah, pray not for these people, man. Hey, come down to verse 22.
This is verse 22. It says, Okay. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain.
Yeah, because 2/3 of our people, the same niggas that this brother was describing earlier, you know, ain't shit, smoking weed, getting drugs, all right, committing adultery, okay, killing their own people. You were born in vain, man. Let you perish along with the multitude, man. You know what good? What good? You know how the saying is, man. Like good riddance, man. You taking up all, you breathing our air, man. Whatever polluted air we got left, man. You know. That's all you do. You a bottom feeder, man.
Yeah, these niggas, man. 2/3, they're born in vain, man. What could you do with them? They of the world. The Lord don't even look at you as Israelites. He look at you as heathens, man.
Yeah.
The ones he see as Israelites is the ones that have the elect. The ones he gonna save, man. He's looking down and saying, those are the Israelites, but those are not. They are heathens right now. These are the ones that I cast away. See, leave it up to them, we would never get the kingdom. We'd just be degenerates for the rest of the ever, man. You know,
even within the circumcision, the elder Yahawah says it all the time, man. If this was like a physical war instead of a spiritual war, like y'all, we would have been captured by now, man. Because y'all would have turned around and laid in bed with the enemies, man. Right. You know, you'd have been like, yo, I know where they're at, yo, they're right over here. All because you mad, yo. You know, you may have gotten rebuked or something like that, and then all of a sudden you all butthurt. And now all of a sudden this ain't the truth no more, man. That's our people within Yahawah, man. Imagine outside, 2/3 of our people, man. You know.
That's what happened with the Maccabees, actually, man.
Right.
You know, if it was physical, man, because one of the Maccabees saw sacrifice of flesh on the ox, and he straight up killed his ass, man. And that was probably somebody's cousin, man. That was my cousin who killed, man. So now you got a problem with him. You know, niggas, man. They was here before, they here now, man.
It says, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect.
Hey, our people get mad when we preach about that, when we talk about the elect. Our people are like, well, what about everybody else? I'll be like, fuck everybody else, man. That's what the scriptures say. Yeah. You know?
Hey, Deuteronomy 7, man. He said we are special people. Yep. Another scripture, he said Jacob, the portion of Jacob is not like them. That's talking about the elect. We're not like the rest of people, man. You know, when Esau come up, they see something different. They know they can't just talk to us and treat us like we're niggas. They got to know something about the scriptures in order to keep conversation. Or if not, we're just going to say, look, man, get your ass out of here, man. Go have fun in America, man. Yeah. Go be Esau. What you down here wrestling with us for? You know, this is your world.
Hey, going to show that Esau is mad as hell, man, with the scriptures coming out. Hey, the scriptures say, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, man. Like brother said, hey, be Esau. Look, max out your credit cards.
Go live it up. Go
live it up, man.
Go take lands and go do what you gotta do with your blessing, man. You know?
Back in
Second Edges. So this is back in Second Edges, chapter 15. It says, verse 4. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
You see that? So why wouldn't you want to get right with the Lord, man? You know? Because wickedness exceedingly, this ain't nothing new. There ain't nothing new under the sun. You know? The same thing happened in Genesis, the 6th chapter, man. All right, when the Lord flooded the earth with water, man, except for 8 souls, you know? Noah and his 3 sons and their wives, man. You know why? Because what? Wickedness grew exceedingly, man. But yet people want to talk about the Lord loves homosexuality. Matter of fact, I posted a video up. I was walking and there was a so-called Jewish synagogue, man. All right, it was a Jewish synagogue, and then you look at the very top of it, of the entrance of the church, and there's a gay pride flag, man. And it's like, yo, man, first of all, you're a church. You're supposed to be following the laws of the Bible, with the Lord, and follow what the Lord delights in. But here it is, you're portraying to be an Israelite, and you're talking about gay pride, man. Going to show that you're Satan, man. You know?
Quick precept. This is Romans chapter 1 and 25. Yeah. Who changed the truth of God into a lie?
Esau, man. Yeah. It was you Edomites, man, that changed the truth into a lie. Everything is backwards now when in your rulership, man. Absolutely everything. If the scriptures say, if the scriptures say don't do it, you do it.
Right.
If the scriptures say do it, you don't do it, man. Just read the Talmud, man. I read a book in that book, Who is Esau Edom? They compared the Talmud to the Bible, and everything is picture perfect opposite, man. The Bible condemns bestiality, all right? The Talmud condones bestiality, so on and so forth, all the way down the list, man.
Yeah, the apostle, I forgot which one. I think the apostle Paul, a couple of years ago, he did a lesson on that page. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was an apostle Paul. I know one of the apostles did.
Yeah.
This was years ago they did that. You know, they took the comparing and showed you how everything was lined up. It's complete opposite.
Complete opposite. So who changed the truth into a lie? Esau Edom.
It says, who changed the truth of God into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the creator?
Yeah, who worship and serve the creature more than the creator? You know, so what? Like, Esau don't give credit to the Most High for every animal that was created, for everything that was created throughout the earth. Evolution did it.
Right.
Science did it. So-called white man pseudoscience did it. You know, the Most High got it wrong. We gotta. If somebody was born a man and they want to be a woman, well, the Most High must be wrong. We gotta change them into a boy. Why? Because what? They're worshiping the creature. They're worshiping their science in the might of their own hand, man. You know, they don't believe in the Lord.
And there was something on RT, which was said that there was a uterus transplant from a woman that died. She agreed to, you know, transfer her organs to anyone that needed, and it was the uterus. And this woman had basically the first woman ever got a transplant uterus and just had a baby being born.
You know, it was a tranny, right?
I don't know.
I
saw it on RT.
That supposedly, like, now the trannies are going to be able to get, like, some type of implant like that. So a male that's becoming a female could do that. So I thought that's what you were talking about.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
But
that's
the one I'm talking about, it was a woman, I believe.
Oh, a woman to a woman.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But I think what you said, that's crazy.
That's where we're at with this shit.
That's crazy.
I thought you was gonna say he was gonna put it in.
No, it was a woman, I
man.
believe. It was
Yeah.
a woman. It would say training, I would have definitely.
Yeah, because that's the controversy that I heard about, that they're like, damn, you know, even women are upset about this shit because they're like, before a trans can get it, we should get it. But
You see the hypocrisy of women there, man? That's the hypocrisy of women right there, because what? They're all for liberty and things like that, but when it was against something wrong that they believe, then they got a problem with it. You know? Just like homosexuality. Oh, hey, my best friend, man. Oh, yeah, we're friends and all that stuff the women would say. But then all of a sudden, you got homosexuality, which is a slippery slope, and then now you got pedophilia. Now you got bestiality and things like that. And then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, we shouldn't be doing it. Well, wait a minute. You're the one that started this shit, man.
See, these women don't have a problem with transsexuals and all that homosexuality stuff until Esau start giving these trainees and homos more rights than women.
Yeah.
Period. And it'd be a feud between them two. Then all of a sudden, because these trainees think they're more woman than an actual woman.
Yeah.
That shit is sickening, man. These things think they're more woman than an actual woman. They think they're better than you. That's crazy.
Got a precept? This is Sirach, chapter 17, verse 26. It says, turn again to the Most High and turn away from iniquity. And what's iniquity? The transgressing, you know, the wickedness that goes against the commandments. All right? So if you like homosexuality, that's iniquity. So it says, for he will lead thee out of darkness into light of health. So that means if you don't turn away from it, you're going to go into that darkness. You're going to stay there. It says...
Hey, that's why they call America the valley of the shadow of death, man. It's a dark place, man.
Yeah.
This place is dark as hell.
Yeah, it says, and hate thou abomination vehemently.
It said hate, right?
Yeah, hate thou. You're supposed to hate it.
It said hate.
You're supposed to stand up for it.
Vehemently. Now, you know, let's say a bus is coming, I can gently push the brother out of the way. If I vehemently push him, then, you know, that's like some oomph, you know, some oomph behind it, man. You know? So, hey, you're supposed to, hey, the Lord said it's okay to hate, man.
Hey,
That brother about to get the definition.
That reminds me of the...
You got it?
Oh, yeah, bring it. Oh.
I was gonna say no. That remind me of the with Tobit, and I think it's in the book of Tobit with or was it with the angel took Habakkuk vehemently by the crown, and then Daniel gave him the food and vehemently took him back.
He had some force behind it. Right?
It says vehemently in a forceful, passionate, or intense manner with great feeling.
You're supposed to have a hate passion against it, man. So you got the Lord telling us one thing, but then you got the government and society of this world telling us another thing.
Right.
Which one you want to obey? Well, like Peter said, we ought to obey the Most High, then rather than men. You know?
Hey, that's why the scripture said, "Cry aloud, spare not." That's a crying. When you crying, that's a passionate thing. You know, people be like, "Oh, why you yelling?" No, I'm just passionate about, you know what I'm saying, the Lord.
Yeah, it proves that this world is wicked because when you hate the evil, this world look at you as something wrong with you. You hating me, but I'm hating the shit that's wrong. You know, I was in the supermarket the other day, and I was in conversation, and I didn't know this cat was in front of me listening, and I was talking about homosexuality. I said, this shit's wicked. I said, look, put the example out there. I said, look, they teaching children to be homosexuality, but they're not correcting the child from not being a homo. Here it is, you got math, like I said before, you got math, and then he got a problem wrong, you correct them on the problem, right? You will show him that's wrong, this is the right way to do it. Right. So why you can't do that when he's a child, when he's up in his training, his growing up? Yeah. You're supposed to tell him being gay is wrong. You're supposed to like a woman, you know what I'm saying? Or don't play with those girl toys. Get off these girl toys, boy. You're playing with your cousins. You might got a cousin family full of girls. You catch them, come in there, yo, get your ass out of there. You ain't playing with them girls, boy. Playing with them toys, you check him quick. So he'd be like, oh, you know? And now he know, like, I ain't gonna play with that. That's girl stuff. Ew. You know, you correct the child, man. Goddamn fucking devils, man. Hate y'all devils, man. You fucking wicked. Hey, the scripture said shall exit. It says is it here? Salakia. I think it was in 2nd Esdras 9. Just want to quote something real quick. We brought it out. Exceedingly polluted. Was that in 15? Oh, here you go. This is 2nd Esdras 15 and 6. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their earthly works are fulfilled, man. So Esau's earthly works, his evilness, his homosexuality, and all his crooked ways is being fulfilled, man. Right before our eyes, man. You know?
Sirach chapter 1 verse 25 says the parables of knowledge are in the treasures of wisdom. But here's the point. It says, but godliness is an abomination to a sinner. See that? So just the same way two homosexuals is a complete abomination. We look at it and discuss. It's the same way they look at us and discuss for wanting to live, you know, according to the Bible, man. And that ain't right, man. You know? So hey, that's this place, and why that? That's because wickedness has abounded, man. So now you speak up. The scripture say, "Falling on a multitude to do evil," man. Well, you got a bunch of followers here, man. So now when you come in against, you know, that the huge multitude of wickedness, everybody looking at you like you the problem, man.
You're supposed to be angry, man, that your relatives or your son or daughter is gay, man. You're supposed to be angry, man. You ain't supposed to sit up here and say, well, it's the young generation thing. Yeah, all right.
That's a shame to the family.
Yeah.
Like, you got Dwayne Wade, you know, although he's not part of the agenda, he's supporting that his son is probably like a 10-year-old. Yeah. And he's there to be cooperating. What he says is that it's okay. Like, a good father is supposed to support his son no matter what. Right. You're a bad father, you know?
Yeah, because Dwayne Wade let his son get touched, man. Hey, that look bad on you. Your son got touched, man. But plain and simple, he's young like that, and he's feminine, and he's claiming to be gay because he was touched. He was touched, man.
Will Smith's son, Jaden Smith, I saw a picture of him recently. He all tall and lanky and shit, but he was sitting there with pink or purple hair and all that stuff. Man, yeah, touched too, man.
And hey, that's because Dwayne Wade's an NBA player. You know, his wife is a damn actress. So you know they hired all these different guys to take care of him. You know, or even if his family's taking care of him, or however way you have it, you know, brother's right, man. He got touched, man. I saw that shit be happening, man.
Yeah, look what Will Smith was doing with him, though. He was kissing him on the original one, yeah. And then he had his son, let the son go about life in the way he want to go. letting them support this ideology of that we shouldn't use the word he or she. We should take that out because we are offending people. Get your feminine confused ass out of here, man. First off, he and she is how you identify people. There's only two genders, man. You can create whatever you want, but there's only two genders, man. He or she, male or female, man. You know?
I got a good precept. Proverbs 8:13. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride, and arrogancy.
So that tells you that these people, they don't fear the Lord, man. If you don't hate evil, you don't fear the Lord. You're ashamed of the Lord. And what did Yahawashi say in Mark 8:38? If ye ashamed of me, he will be ashamed of you. And it's adulterous and sinful generation, man. So if you don't fear the Lord, then you, hey, man, you know, wicked as hell, man. You don't hate evil, you don't fear the Lord.
Yeah, you're that's part of denying the Father. You know, when you're with the ways of homosexuality, because some people, they're not homos and they don't got kid homos and shit, but they're like, oh, but they're not hurting nobody. So right. that nonchalant in between attitude, you're just as bad.
And you know what makes them hypocrites? Because as soon as an issue arises on their doorstep, then they're gonna all of a sudden have a problem with it, man.
Mm-hmm. Well,
you know?
yeah, well, okay. You claim that you don't eat your own. You don't have a problem with homosexuals. Well, let your son get gang raped by some homos, man. Ooh. They do that too. Homosexuals, they're aggressive, man. They're aggressive, man. And it's yet they just need more power to force themselves, man. They need more power, more laws passed, and more protection. And they're gonna start forcing themselves, man. They're gonna start raping men, man. All right, trainees raping men, man, straight men, man. And if there is any account, they probably don't want to put it on the news, man. Acting like that thing, acting like that. I can't believe this month, July, is the month of Pride. But they got it down at City Hall. Okay. But I saw it down there at City Hall on a little prop that come up, and it said the month of Pride. I was like, what?
And it's not even just in America, it's international. Wow. Because that little girl, the 10-year-old girl that got suspended, she asked to be exempted from an LGBT class. That was in London. And they were going to pretty much the time that they were going to do for gay Pride Month. And she turned it on, so it just shows that it's over there too. So it's a worldwide epidemic.
So you suspend a 10-year-old child because the child was trained differently at home to not participate. Just asking not to participate. Hey, see how aggressive that is? That's aggressive.
Hey, actually, that was her too, though. Man. That was on her. But she said, my mom didn't put me up to this and that. You know?
And they, not only that, they lied on her. They said that it was because she said that violence against them should be killed. And all she asked was to be exempt.
Right. Hey. It was got to sensationalize it.
Yeah.
You know, make it seem like it's something violent, which we aren't to be violent. That's a good point to mention now too. Say be angry and sin not. We're supposed to be angry at the wicked. We're not supposed to put our hands on anybody or do anything like that. I was going to say the scriptures say, be wise as serpents and harmless as doves, man. You know, putting that out there too.
Y'all say this too. You know, you might want to, they flag your video, they want to flag your channel, they want to say it's hate speech. Well, let me tell you something. Us men, all around, starting with the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone that's faithfully teaching this work. We're just out here to warn you, man. You can stop, you can take the video down, you can take the channel down, but as long as the Lord told us to continue to teach, we're going to continue to keep teaching. And it's still going to go viral. It's still going to go across the world of the message of the Lord. And then now, when you think that you won because you're shutting the prophets up, well, guess what? You know, I can meet Yahawashi physically, man. Because the Lord ain't going to allow this place, you know, like it said in, what's that, Peter, it's like when their fathers fell asleep and they went back to sinning. It's the 2 Thessalonians. God, I get it. But anyway, you're not going to have everybody in harmony and all of a sudden it's just growing within the enterprise that Esau set up in his agendas. And it's not going to work that way. You shut the prophets up, which the Lord is shutting the prophets up, not you. And they shut up and then come to end. That's it, man. World War III, the force of the mark of the beast. World War III, we out of here, man. You know, and you people won't get dealt with, man. This is just a warning. You should take this seriously, man. You know, we're not YouTubers. Not looking to get paid carnal money for this truth. We out here faithfully in sincerity and love of the Lord and in fear of the Lord. You know, whether you hear, whether you forbid. You gotta know.
2 Peter chapter 3, verse 3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts.
Yeah, the scoffers come in the that's how we know in the last days, because there's many scoffers. When the Lord sent out the prophets, now you got many scoffers, man, that come upon the unicorn, which is the internet. You know, you got paid agents, and as the Elder Apostle Yahawah was saying, yo, you got either these Jewish, you got these different organizations. You can have the Jewish setting up men, you know, to try to confound us in the scriptures. You can have the government doing it, or you can have the elite themselves doing it, you know. But we know that half these scoffers are paid, get paid agents to do this work, right? You know, to come against us, or hopefully their hopes to slow it down, because you're not stopping it. You're not going to catch a brother and then you just going to shut him up and make him stop teaching. I don't know what's that purpose, because all you're doing is making us sharpen up. You know, we're sharpening up. You know.
So it's saying, where is the promise of his coming? They're scoffing, man.
Yeah.
It says, but since the fathers.
And real quick, most people, they don't have to say that exact word. They say, where's the promise of his coming? Because they say what in the world? The actions speak louder than words. People's actions and the things they say is saying that, man. So guess what? You're saying that to the scoffing the prophets, man. You're saying, where's the Lord? Remember the one woman, I think she was talking about IUIC, the video, and she was saying, like, I guess some Israelite kids was teaching that this is the year Yahawah's supposed to come back, and she was saying, she was sitting in the car, and she was saying that if he don't come back, y'all need to shut it up, get off the streets, y'all false prophets. Well, we never said that Yahawashi is coming on a set day, all right? We don't know what day it is, man. You know, we're gonna prophesize until he comes.
And that's the problem with false teachers, because that stems behind that 400-year that 400-year doctrine. You know, when that's actually talking about ancient Egypt, man. Like the brother said, we don't know the day when the Lord comes back.
They want to get on our apostles about, you know, Elder Apostle Tahar teaching, you know, that the year was supposed to end in 2000. Well, guess what? I think y'all about to turn into that, because if dudes is teaching that 400 years was this year, and he's supposed to come this year, you're going to be a false prophet. But you want to get on our apostles for it, and then the apostle wasn't even wrong, man. All right? Because the scriptures back them up, man.
And he said, even Apostle Har was saying they was even teaching the same thing, but he just got the blame for it. Yeah.
That was part of their growth. You know?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. Which is also prophesied, because it said that well, what's the prophecy that will come a day that they'll desire the day of the Lord.
That's right on point. So it says, it's saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were.
That's what they think now. You think that now the prophets shut them up. All right, now we could just be wicked. Now everybody's going to take the chip willingly. Homosexuals going to be living in harmony and peace. It's not going to happen because you're shutting the men of the Lord up, or taking their videos down from off the internet, man. It's not going to happen. Listen, we're in a time of prophecy, man. The Lord told us a famine on the word is going to come. So we know that we're going to have to stop teaching. We know that.
Oh, that's right.
We know we're going to have to stop teaching, you know? Go ahead, huh?
It says, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water.
Yeah, the earth and the heavens that are of old. Heavens represent, you got the sky, the firmament, you got the so-called fourth dimension where the Most High Yahawah dwells, you know, and Yahawashi. And then you also have heavens, meaning kingdoms, man. The kingdom, this is a kingdom that we're in now, which is America, Babylon the Great. So the heavens that were of old, you know, read it again.
It says, in saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation.
Yep, they went right back into the wickedness, right?
For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High, of the heavens were of old.
Yep. The kingdoms, the heavens, meaning the kingdoms of old, is talking about the time of Noah. And we was mentioning that about Genesis 6th chapter, man. Why did the Lord flood the earth the first time, man? It's because wickedness abounded exceedingly, man. Go ahead.
and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished.
Right?
But the heavens and the earth which are now,
The kingdoms which are now, Babylon the Great, even all these other countries, because like my brother said, this whole epidemic of homosexuality is worldwide, man. You know? And what does the scripture say? The eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, man. Go ahead.
by the same word, are kept restored, reserved unto fire.
Reserved unto fire. Because now this time, the Lord made a promise. He took that same rainbow that you use as a representation of your homosexuality. He used that rainbow as a covenant never to flood the earth again. So now what's he going to do? The Lord's going to rain down fire, man.
And that's a slap in the face of the, that's mocking the Most High, man. You take the Lord's covenant that he gave to us. You take his symbol, and you take basically our covenant that he told what? Noah, you would never flood the earth. And you take that and make that wicked, man. Most High gonna handle you devils, man. This is the most sinful sinful kingdom on the planet, man. And like you quoted, the eyes of the Lord upon the sinful kingdom, man. You think the Lord ain't looking at this place, man? Jake is asleep. Jake is fucked up.
For real.
This is messed up, man.
The sinful generation.
Yeah.
You were about to say it too.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah, it's the worst, man.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, let me read this real quick. This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, man. Ooh. Sodom, man. Talking about what was going on in Sodom. Like the brother said, hey, you had the situation with Lot. What about Lot, man?
Yeah.
Hey, the brother's not lying when he's saying that you're gonna have these homosexuals are gonna have rights out here and are gonna be gang raping men, man. They tried to do it to the angels, man.
They no telling what Lot seen every day, man. I know Lot had to come out the house and probably just coming from a market, strolling, and just so happened in the alleyway, two men getting it in, man. Like, oh my God. Or just seeing men raping another man, taking his booty, man. He don't want it. He don't want to be done to him. Man, Lot seen it all, man.
Proverbs 28:18. Whoso walketh uprightly shall be saved, but he that is perverse in his ways shall fall at once.
Yeah, you homosexuals are perverse, man. Yeah. You know, what's that word? Perverts. You know, you call somebody a pervert. You know, that's a very vile thing, man. You call them perverts. You homosexuals are perverts, man.
Salaki, I have the definition of perverse.
Bring it out.
And the Hebrew word akash, to be perverse, twist, pervert, make
twist.
crooked.
Y'all are twisted, yo. Y'all twisted in the head, man. Hey, like you said it before, and you was quoting somebody else. You homosexuals have a mental disease, a mental illness, man. Yeah. You know, you're twisted, man.
Yeah.
You know how you say you got something that's broken. That shit ain't wired correctly. Y'all ain't wired correctly, man.
Even Esau, I forgot what year, but they had classified homosexuality as a mental illness, man. There was something wrong with you. You had to go see a shrink. You had to take these pills, man. You had to be talked to, man. Now all of a sudden it's normal and it's a thing, it's something natural. No, it's not. And now you got so-called scholars, you said this before, you got so-called scholars, they want society to accept pedophilia, man. You know? But men having this, or women, adults having a desire to a child, man. They want the society to accept it. You know? This lady was on, I forgot the name of it, Shalamano, but she was on the stage talking to the audience and explaining why the society should accept it. It's like, are you serious?
It goes on to say, make crooked, distorted. So it's just not natural.
Not natural. Distorted, man. Yeah. And that goes back into who changed the truth into the Most High into a lie. We're gonna continue on that. You know what I mean? This wicked and perverse generation. You know?
And how the verse said, he that is perverse in his way shall fall at once. That goes into how this place gonna be destroyed in an hour.
Yeah, just and when we read and compared that great cities, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah, man? The Lord put it down, man. He rained on it with hellfire, man. You know?
Hey, everything that's going on in Sodom and Gomorrah is going on here, man.
Right.
You know, you had them raping men. That goes on in the prison system, man. Niggas actually get raped, man. You know? And I was thinking about it, man, because close to niggas that's doing it is wicked. and they not no better than the fucking gum on the street. But guess what? That goes back to Esau as well. He the one that put you in that fucking situation, man. You're supposed to lock all different men up in one spot, man. That's some faggot shit, man. But that goes back to Esau anyway, man. And then you got the dark web, man. You got child pornography all on the dark web, man. So them child pornography, that already goes on, man. And that was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah. This place is the worst, man.
Hey, BaHaSham, can you get Ezekiel 3:15 real quick? Because we're just warning, man. The prophets just come down and to warn you, man. We're prophesizing, whether you hear or here. You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. And here it is, we're going to warn you of what the Lord said what not to do. And what you should be doing when it comes to our people, the Israelites.
All right, so this is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 15.
Hey, because real quick, because if we don't do this, there's judgment on us.
Right.
And we don't want to be judged with the wicked, man. We want to be judged with the righteous. We fear the Lord and we believe in the Lord, unlike the rest of these people. So we're going to do the Lord's work. Go ahead.
Ezekiel 3:15. Then I came to them of the captivity at Tel Aviv, that dwelt by the river of Chabar, and I sat where they sat, and remained there astonished among them 7 days.
My bad. Yeah,
Verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
so the Heavenly Father, He made us brothers of the hopeful elect, a watchman. Did we want to be a watchman? Wasn't thinking about it in the world. None of us knew that we would be teaching the truth, man. Wearing fringes out here every Saturday, man. Our life changed, man. The Lord changed our lives. What we supposed to do? We're going to follow what the Lord said to do. Go ahead.
Therefore, hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me.
So He wants us to be a mouthpiece, man. He wants us to go out there and tell them, look, this is what I said. All right? And you're going to do it every weekend, man. Until I stop you from doing it. So go ahead.
When I say unto the wicked,
Hey, let me say, when He don't want to talk no more. Because really the Lord is talking through us to talk to you.
Right.
So when He's tired of talking, and it's been years because the apostles got over 30-something years. So the Lord been talking for some years, man. He's been talking since Alvin Bibb came on the scenes, and all the men, Elder Yahawah, King Masha, and down Apostle Sahar, elders, all that, man. The Lord been talking for so many years, man, since the late 60s, early 70s. And now we're in 2019, they say. Well, here, man, hear the word of the prophet, man.
Hey, that's love. You know what I'm saying? When you breaking your head talking to, you got a son, talk to your son, talk to your son, talk to his son. Then you got to fear when you stop talking to him. It's like, there's no more I can do with this dude. Done.
Disown him, man.
Done.
And it's in the law that a rebellious son is supposed to put him to death.
Yeah.
So, it's very, but yeah, after they told him so much, then there's no other way, especially if he's bound by his word, that he got to put you to death.
Right. What else he gonna do with you? Let you still be leaven?
Yeah.
Lord's told us to get rid of leaven. When you see it, cut it off. Why would I let that fester? The Most High is giving this world to the elect, man. He's giving this world for us, for to be righteous stuff, not in wickedness, man. So anything that's contrary of that, they gotta get taken out, man. They gotta get taken out.
Why should you be strict? That's the spirit. I just thinking.
verse 18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die.
Notice he said, when I say unto the wicked, because when we say unto the wicked, it's the Lord through us saying it to the wicked, man. He said, thou shalt surely die. Go ahead.
When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand.
And notice he said to save his life. So like Paul said, we're teaching the way of salvation. That's to save your life. But Nick don't want to be saved. You know? Like the dude rapper Delight. He said something in one of his little rants. And he was like, he said, today, you can't save a nigga. Why would you try to save a nigga? And, you know, if you grab this nigga and try to save him, he's gonna turn around and kill you for saving him. I was like, yo, that's a nigga mentality, man. Niggas don't want to be saved, man. But niggas save hoes.
Real quick, this is Zechariah chapter 7, verse 11. But they refused to hearken,
and pulled away the shoulder. Yeah, you don't want to hear that. Away, you know?
Shit, you hear them just trying to help them before they walk off a cliff.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Oh, here it is. Oh, here it is. You know, in the movies, here it is. You see a person fall off the cliff. He grab him. He holding on to him, and you be like, you trying to pull him up, and they be like, so you be like, and next thing you know, he just let go.
Pride.
You know?
That pride.
Yeah, he's looking like he wanted to die. You know?
Hey, quick, something to do with that. Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein.
Man, that's pride, man. You don't want to walk in the ways of the Lord? That's pride, man. After being in this yoke, and you don't want to walk in the ways of the Lord? The scripture say he must know it after death by pain, man. That's crazy. This man, every day, I see things, people sending me videos, whatever, seeing shit in here and being in York. Jake, like I said, man, Jake is fucking filthy. Jake don't know what they look like, man. That's like I said earlier, bringing it back. Looking at the rap videos, these niggas don't know what they look like. They don't know that Esau's laughing at you, man. You in a video, yeah, took the 9, got the jack back, I got the shorty, I hit him back. Like, yo, shut the fuck up, man. That rap shit is fucking dead, man. You niggas is retarded, man. I would never let my son start rapping. I'll be his ass start rapping. That dumb shit out of here. Don't pick up that shit these kids are doing, man. That shit is stupid, man. And it's easy to rap. All you gotta do is put some words together and just say some wicked shit. Say some evil shit. You know? Say some slick shit. That shit is wrong, man. And you niggas don't know what you look like.
And nowadays you ain't even gotta say nothing. You just grunt, make sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got
Syrup cup in your hand.
Yeah.
they got challenges too. Like I don't know if brother seen that cucumber challenge. With bitch acting like she's stuck in a ride, and then you had the bitch Amber Rose like, oh, I don't know why y'all criticizing her. Let her do her. We all suck some, you know what I'm saying?
Order, man.
Fucking that bitch Amber Rose gonna die.
Yeah.
That bitch been fucking.
Hey, you women, you don't realize that you having liberty is destroying you.
Right.
This so-called white man, these Edomites, you should be mad at him for so-called giving you liberty, man. Making you enemies against your man, the man of your nation, man. You know? You don't know that you're being destroyed. These celebrities can't see. They got all that money. But they think that because of the glamour and all the love they get and being worshipped, that they think they're somebody. You know? They're nobody. You don't even know what you look like. You look stupid. Hey, these other nations, these heathens know whatever what they do. And if they get put on TV, they represent their nation, man.
Right.
You know, so they don't want to make people look bad. So they act a certain way. But you let Jake get on camera, they think they doing it, they think they somebody. They think they think they're shining because they acting stupid and being loud. These women are ghetto and hood, man. That shit is off, man. That ghetto and hood shit is played out, man. All that nigga shit, all that tough shit, a chick talking like a dude, that shit played out. This ain't the 90s, man. Chicks used to wear boots back then. And they was liking men. They would, like Aaliyah. Aaliyah was dressing like a boy. But here it is, they called it tomboys back then. But then she was dating what? Men, you know? Shit. Messing with R. Kelly ass, you know? But here it is, now in this day, that shit off, man. That shit off.
It says verse 17. Also, I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not hearken.
Yeah, they won't hearken, man. The trumpet is the word, man. The sound of the trumpet is the word. We're sounding the alarm, man. You know, every week. But here it is, when the alarm is going off, what you do, you just shut it off, man. Because you don't want to hear the alarm. You want to stay asleep, man. So go ahead, Doc.
It says, therefore hear ye nations, and know, O congregation, what is among you. Hear, O earth, behold, I will bring evil upon this people.
And that's why evil is happening, man. Because why? You don't hearken, you don't come back to your Most High, man. To the Heavenly Father, Yahawah. Yahawashi, man. So of course evil's gonna grow and increase upon you, man. That's why these niggas kill each other left and right. Then you don't understand when judgment come, And in most cases, if the Lord take your son or daughter, now you're going to hate the Most High, man. Because you don't have no understanding. You don't know why judgment came upon you, or why did God do this? Why did God do that? I don't believe in God no more. Then you find some other religion. You worship it, man. Anybody that starts talking about God, you want to condemn them. You want to come down their neck. Nah, you know? Go ahead, Shalom. Shalom,
Shalom.
It said, even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not hearkened unto my words, nor to my law, but rejected it.
Yeah, you rejected it, man. And that's why it goes back to 2nd Ezra 9, when he said, you are in your liberty, man. You despise this truth, man. You despise this word.
I had a quick question.
I was going to go back to Ezekiel. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 2:21. Yet I had planted thee a noble vine, a holy, a right seed.
A noble vine, a holy, a right seed, man. I would rather be that all day. I'm striving to eat. I want to eat alkaline food, man. I want to eat a nice watermelon that's real with seeds, man. I want to eat those things, man. I want to drink some good water to replenish my cells, man. I want to eat no fucking tap water, man. It's sold in plastic bottles with chemicals, man. That's what the Lord made us. He made us like an alkaline. He made us perfect, man.
Right.
Why would you want that? These niggas want to smoke blunts, man, and jump on each other's holes, man. Got it out.
If I got it real quick, brother, because bitch just drove by, you know, it's making me think about what you said. You know, about how these rappers, they think that they're something. Guess what? Now even Instagram, if you get 1,000 likes, you think you something, man.
Oh, man.
So you don't even really gotta be a rapper no more. As long as you can get 200 to 500 likes, now you walking around like you the shit. Come on, man.
Right.
Holy, a right seed. How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant?
How now do you have turned into the degenerate plant, man? How? You went from this, you went from being righteous, a royal, holy nation, you know, where all other nations feared you, and they feared the God that was with you, unto this dirty ass nigga, with gang banging, infested, murderous, thuggish nigga, whorish hoe out here. How did you become? How was you that? And no, and that brings me to this, because I was watching this video I want to post. Brothers might have seen it already. This woman, I don't know where she's from, but she had like a, you know, the Hamite accent from being in Africa. So she probably was an Edomite born over there. And she was speaking some truth. She said they hid the, we call it the Dark Ages, all right? The Renaissance, the time when we ruled Europe, all right? She said they hid that from us because they don't want you to know, they don't want you to start seeking after power. So that's why they hid that, because they want you to always think that you were just a peasant to them and they were superior over you. And I was like, yeah, that's true, man. Because she was like, why come y'all don't know about this history? And this was an Edomite woman. She's like, why y'all don't know about this history? When she said, y'all taught us how to eat, how to drink and things like that. She said, when we came, you know, you guys was the ones in charge, man. Right. You know? She's like, why y'all don't know this over there? Talking about the Western world, man. You know?
That goes back to Revelations 11 and 8. You know, that's how we know this is where our, you know, our people are dead at. You know.
You read that again, brother?
Yeah, I have planted thee a noble vine, holy a right seed. How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me?
Right. Damn. And that's why Israel, they don't, you know, that's why Israel, he don't want us to teach this word, because he don't want you having no more power. He don't want you to call back to the Lord. That's the power. We lost power because we sinned against the power, so the power cut it off. Cut us off, left us out there, man. So now the circuit, which is the Most High, the power source, he's now shooting frequencies back out there saying, come back, man. Where you at? You know, I'm just, you know, metaphorically comparing an example, you know, like a little wire with a little spark to it. And you get one little, like, oh, it's working. Oh, shit ain't working no more. Oh, shit, it's working. Oh, it ain't working no more. You know, but only the elect this time is getting those sparks and getting that spirit, man.
Yeah, the elect are thirsting for this. That's that they will seek out, but the elect will obtain it. Yeah, the truth, you know, roughly paraphrasing, because the 2/3. That's why Yahawashi said you're your father the devil. That's right. Because they just want to go off the ways of the wicked. They don't care.
Yeah. That's why these niggas got to die, man. Man, go ahead, man. 'Cause I hate these niggas, man.
All right. Back in Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 19, it says, yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked ways. He shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul.
Exactly. So now, if we do what the Lord told us to do, but this person still, you know, this Israelite still don't want to repent, then guess what? When the Lord destroyed him, at least the Lord won't destroy us with him, man. You know? So we done the job, man.
So if I can add to what you're saying, even Pontius Pilate, which was the devil, he washed his hands. Showing that they even kept certain customs. So how much more the men of the Lord going to want to wash their hands? Because we know, we can see that this is coming.
That devil knew that the Israelites was getting wicked, man. And he said, you know what? I'll leave it to y'all. That's y'all God. Let y'all deal with it.
Even Esau wasn't touching that curse that was coming upon him.
And that's why he said, let this blood be upon us and our children. You know? Dumbass devils. I mean, well, dumbass niggas.
Nigga devils.
Nigga devil niggas.
You keep reading. Verse 20. Again, when a righteous man doth turn from his righteousness and commit iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, he shall die. Because thou hast not given him warning, he shall die in his sin, and his righteousness, which he have done, shall not be remembered. But his blood will I require at thine hand. Nevertheless, if thou warn the righteous man that the righteous sin not, and he doth not sin, he shall surely live, because he is warned. Also, thou hast delivered thy soul. And the hand of the Lord was there upon me, and he said unto me, arise, go forth into the plain, and I will there talk with thee.
Right. Now, Ezekiel is an example for all of us prophets, man. To be sent out, man. You know, and to go teach the word of the Lord. So go ahead. So really, like, Ezekiel was saying that the Lord Spirit is upon him. The Lord's Spirit is upon all of us. You know, because we out here in the Spirit of the Lord teaching the word, man. Who else is coming out these scriptures, man? You know, who else is teaching the words of the Lord, man? Esau wants you to believe that this book is something you can never understand. He wants you to think that it's been it contradicts itself. You know, because this wicked ass took books out. You know, and then he put out these different false philosophies and religions. So people come to this conclusion and go, oh, nobody got to do it. And this is why the different kids get mad, because here at GreatMillStone we say we got 100% truth. Well, we got the breakdowns, we got the prophecies, we got the word, we got it. It's given for us to know, all right, the scriptures say there's an unction that we know all things, man. And right before the Lord comes, we're going to know all things. How you not understand that, man? Why are you hating on that? Why are you mad at that? Oh, because the apostles and elders was the first ones to do it and it wasn't you. You know, I've seen a couple of videos, not to change the subject, but I've seen a couple of videos, you know, you surfing through the board, looking at different camps. Well, I was looking at different camps, and I noticed this one camp, this one guy, I forgot where he's from, I think his name, but I know they be doing the rap shit. And instead of him saying the elect, they don't want to say elect, they say elite. So the Bible even says election. But they don't want to say the election because that sounds too similar to GreatMillStone. So they want to say the elite of the Most High. You got powerful niggas out of here, man.
Camp.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Hey, that's spiritual though, because that shows you that GreatMillStone is a stumbling block, as well as a, you know what I'm saying, as a channel to BaHaSham, Yahawashi, man. Yahawashi represents both.
And Yahawashi was referred to as a stumbling block. You know, the simplicity of Yahawashi is a stumbling block into the wicked, man.
Right.
Because it has to be complicated. Nobody can know.
Right.
You know? But real quick, Romans 11:7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
And what is it that they seek? They want to seek the truth. Israel, everybody wants to know the truth, but not everybody can handle the truth. Right. Now the truth is out, and now they're saying this is not the truth. When you hear the truth, it's like, nah, that can't be the truth. It's too simple. It got to be a little more complicated. You know what I'm saying? More deeper. No, it's the truth, man. The name of the Lord is Yahawah. He was a Hebrew. Well, Yahawashi was a Hebrew. His name is Yahawashi. Nah. Go ahead.
2 Timothy 2:7. Consider what I say, and the Lord giveth thee understanding in all things. So, going back to that's what gives you understanding in all things. The word of the Lord. Remember that Yahawashi, the Hamashiach of the seed of David, was raised from the dead according to my gospel, wherein I suffered trouble as an evildoer, even, well, it goes on to Paul speaking to Timothy.
Reading on back in Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 22, and the hand of the Lord was there upon me, and he said unto me, arise, go forth into the plain, and I will there talk with thee. Then I arose and went forth into the plain, and behold, the glory of the Lord stood there, as the glory which I saw by the river of Kabar.
And that's the thing too. You know, back then you had the Lord actually doing these miracles, man. The angels were talking with the prophets. He would put the prophets in certain trenches and things like that. They had these great works that you know, today it was all done for edification. That's why the Lord don't have to do those things that he did before to now to give us the word, because the word is here now. All we got to do is read it. You know, the same men are back. The same men had these personal encounters with the Lord, man. They had to talk with the Lord. You know, like Samuel, heard the Lord's name called 3 times.
Right.
You know, but you got certain people that today, Israelites, they're a little too spiritual, and they think that God's dealing with them. I heard this last night. Man, you ain't hear shit. Shut up. You know, the word. Then they off, but then here it is. They off according to the word and the doctrine, man. You know.
I got a precept. This Deuteronomy is a little bit 4, and I'm gonna start at at the top, 4 and 1. It says, now therefore hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgments which I teach you, for to do them, that ye may live and go in and possess the land which the Lord God of your fathers giveth you. Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall you diminish out from it, that ye may keep the commandments of the Lord your power which I command you. Your eyes have seen what the Lord did because of Baal Peor. For all the men that followed Baal Peor, the Lord thy God hath destroyed them from among you. But ye that did cleave unto the Lord your power are alive, every one of you this day. You know, so that even goes into, you know, if you want to look at it spiritually, we are alive through the word, man. You know, all of us, those that did cleave unto the Lord, because Yahawashi, he only prayed for a certain amount of people to get it, you know.
That's why he spoke to them in parables. That's another piece that
The book that we're reading in Ezekiel, you know, the Lord said, prophesy to these dry bones, you know, dead bodies. You know, the sinews, the muscles, the skin came upon us, and the breath of life that made us alive. This word, man. You know. Reading on, Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 23 again. Then I arose and went forth into the plain, and behold, the glory of the Lord stood there, as the glory which I saw by the river of Kabar, and I fell on my face. Then the Spirit entered into me, and set me upon my feet, and spake with me, and said unto me, go, shut thyself within thine house. But thou, O son of man, behold, because they shall put bands upon thee, and shall bind thee with them, and thou shalt not go out among them. And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth.
Right, so it was a time where Ezekiel went out to prophesy, and then now it's a time where the Lord is shutting Ezekiel up from prophesying. So that's accounted, that's like us today. There's a time and season for us to prophesy, then it's going to be a time where the Lord is going to shut us up, man. So go ahead.
And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and shall not be unto them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house.
And that's what we are. We're a reprover, leading to correction. We're correction. You know, in the Apocrypha, Wisdom of Solomon, that tells you that we were made to reprove his thoughts. Reprove who? Esau thoughts. So we're reprovers. We're, you know, the Most High sent the men down here to reprove the world and their wickedness. You know? So it's going to be a time when he's going to make our tongue cleave to the roof of our mouth and make us dumb and not a reprover. Meaning we won't be able to prophesy. We won't be able to teach you this word. You ain't going to have a notepad and you're going to be able to jot down and every week come by and get the word. That's all going to end soon, man. You know? There's more. There's more.
Are you go ahead? Yeah, real quick. Verse 27. But when I speak with thee, I will open thy mouth, and thou shalt say unto them, thus saith the Lord power, he that heareth, let him hear, and he that forbeareth, let him forbear. For they are a rebellious house.
See? For they are a rebellious house. Talking about Israelites, so-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Hispanics, and Native and Seminole Indians. You are the Hebrew Israelites in which the Bible talks about. You are the Lord's people. And the Lord said you are a stiff-necked and a rebellious house.
Hebrews 4:2. For unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it.
That's right. That's,
No.
okay. Hey, that's like you said. That's beautiful, man. Because here it is. The elect of the Lord, they ate that word with faith. They believed with sincerity. They feared Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi. But then there was some of those that did eat with the faith. So we all received the word. That's why Yahawashi said in Matthew 24, he said, this word shall go out through the four corners of the earth, and then shall the end come. Because ain't nobody going to be able to say they didn't hear the word. You know? You going
It's going out and it's being a blessing to the few, but it's a curse to the majority. Because they're hearing it and they're gonna have no clue for this sin. Right.
Yeah, like you look around, man. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's doing what they're doing. You know, when hey, we're assigned to them.
And you know? Check it out. See, we're like gold. We're gold. We're like pieces of gold that's trapped inside of we're like pieces of gold with rubble on top, to where you can't really see that it's gold. But if you was to chip away, you'll go, oh shit, look what I found. You know? And we're sitting right here in the midst of all these people, and they can't see the money. You know?
There's a little more. Hebrews 4:3. For we which have believed do enter into rest, as he said, as I have sworn in my wrath, if they shall enter into my rest, although the works were finished from the foundation of the world.
So, and it's about entering into the Lord's rest, which is the kingdom, salvation, man. You know?
Yeah, that goes into what the Apostle Gabar, he had did the beautiful video about having vision. And then Apostle Rawchaa, he did a land back off him, basically going into how Yahawashi had to have that vision, man, because he caught hell. In a way, he's kind of still catching hell because he's still waiting on us, man. You know?
While we out here, we see the vision, man. The Lord has opened our eyes to see the wickedness, man. Because if we couldn't see the wickedness, we wouldn't stand here in righteousness. You would still be like, I don't believe that. Like, you talking about this guy, because that's what people do. All right, they'll stand here for a second. As soon as we say something they don't like, oh, that person wicked. Are y'all laughing at that person like that? Like, why y'all cursing? It's like, you wicked. Get up the street, man. Because you're not standing for righteousness. You can't see us. You can't see the word. You can't really understand because the Lord ain't opening your mind up, man. Hey, the scriptures say, he that is in trouble rests with us. You know, so if you woken up to the fact that this so-called white man's the devil, you see the wickedness going on in the earth, you start to come across the scriptures and learn, hey, come rest with us, man. You know, come serve the Lord with us.
It's a blessing just to know that you are in trouble.
Yeah.
Most people don't, like you said, most people don't even know that.
If you don't know you're in trouble, man, when that trouble come upon you, you're gonna, oh shit, well, I ain't doing nothing. Whatever it takes to get out, I'll get out. Chip, yes. Give me a chip, I'm out of there. You know? You know?
Like the verse said, being mixed with faith. So the word that's going to fall on solid ground is those that are predestined to have faith. If you don't have faith, then this word is no profit.
And that's what it boils down to. You know, when the apostle, elder apostle Sahan said, you shows the weak, it shows that it's not just for, you know, it's for him, it's for you. It's mainly for you. Because it's for you to stay conditioned in the word so that your faith can grow. If you're not teaching the word or discussing the word, you're not really going to grow. You know, even just having conversations, like here it is, on your daily, Monday to Friday, you know, you might have a woman or brothers during the week. You know, you're always talking about the word, and it helps too if someone that's probably, you know, like say if it's an example, a woman, she partially believes and she respects, and then you discussing about, look at these niggas, look how wicked they are. Look at that shit. That goes, oh, that's a scripture. That's good to keep having those conversations because that's of the Most High. So that keeps you what? Conditioned. So now when you get in the camp, you be like, yo, yeah, yo, you know, and you get able to express what your experience was. And then it's the scriptures are how can I say, the scriptures are like that. You know, they like that because you're working out into the scriptures. You're working the scriptures out. You know.
This is Amos chapter 8 verse 11. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And they wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it."
Exactly. That's going to happen. That's a prophecy, man. You know, this word is actually the goal, man. A lot of these people, they'll watch us for 6 months, and then they go, "I know all the Bible. I know all that. I know what we're going to say now." No, but guess what? If you haven't taken this word with faith, you haven't really, you know, and then put your hand to it, which is put your hand to the clouds, you don't got no riches up in heaven, man. You just hear it. The scripture say, "Be a hearer of the word, not be a hearer of the word, but be a doer of the word." You know? Yeah, not just hear the word, but be a doer of the word. You know, so if you've been around listening and all that, you gotta put your hand to the plow, man. You gotta start trying to put some work in, man. You know, contribute to Yahawah's body, man, some way, somehow, man. You know, faith without works is dead, man. You know?
This is Isaiah chapter 55 verse 6. It says, "Seek ye the Lord while he may be found.
See?
Call ye upon him while he is near."
You gotta seek the Lord while he may be found. The Lord is to be found now. So you better hurry up and buy. Hurry up and buy. You better seek the Lord now, because it's gonna come a time when you can't seek the Lord, man. You know, stop chasing all that YouTube money. You need a YouTube, man. You know?
It's Ecclesiasticus of Rawchaa chapter 5 verse 7. It says, "Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day."
Yeah, putting off from day to day because you think that you got time in this world. You think, well, that ain't gonna happen no time. But as soon as something big happens, all of a sudden you on the prophets' channels now. You want to see what they got to say about this event, or this situation that just happened. Oh, I heard Russia. I seen something on the news about World War III. Let me go watch the prophets again. Oh, that's what it says on Ezekiel. It's not time yet. You know, go back to doing what you do. You know, you gotta seek the Lord while he may be found, man.
Hey, that was evident. We keep bringing this up, man, because it was beautiful. That brother out there in Hawaii, man. All right, when they had that nuclear missile scare out there, his channel, I think, had at least 5,000 views, man. He went out there, the brother got the warning on his phone, and he went out and did a live stream and got thousands of views, man. Everybody wanted to go and see what was going on now all of a sudden, you know? Yeah, it's crazy.
Like 3,000 comments.
So it says, "Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed."
You know what that means, man? See, in your security, when you safe and sound, you don't think no trouble will come upon you, got your doors locked, you know? You're chilling, trouble's out there. You don't think you can enter into your house. Well, the Lord said he'll get you in your security, man. You know, when you're comfortable, when you least expect. That's the Heavenly Father. Hey, he said vengeance belongs unto him. He said he's a jealous power. So you're damn right. If you're an Israelite and you're not obeying by his law, well, you got to get dealt with, man. Every last one of us, man. Every last one of Israel, that's the number that he knows that are Israelites. You know, you're going to have to get dealt with, man. Either for righteousness or for wickedness, man. Good or evil, good or bad.
Yeah, the scripture saying, "For the law must fall in the judgment seat of the Lord." You know, and real quick to back you up, we'll jump back to the other scripture, but 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 2. "For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety," security, "then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape."
Yeah, hey, I think of when you read the scripture, I think of, the chip being pushed. I think of, the force of the chip, and then people being hemmed up, people being killed. And then now when you take the chip, you think you're in good case. But then suddenly, they talk about a nuclear missile about to hit in 16 or 15 minutes, you know? Then all of a sudden, a nuclear missile is coming in America.
They probably tell you take the chip, get a free, you get to go to Mars or something when the news
Yeah.
comes some shit.
Or you take the chip, you get to get out of the concentration camp. You get to go and say, give you a little room, set you up. You think, I'm good now. Gotta go through that shit no more. Next thing you know, you be like, what? This will come in 10 minutes. What the fuck is going on? Then sudden destruction come up upon you, man.
Right. Yeah. All right, this is second Ezra, chapter. Okay, yeah. Start at 5.
This is second Esdras. What was it? 15? This is second Esdras, chapter 15, verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled.
Yeah, the hurtful works are fulfilled, man. Wickedness has completely saturated the planet, man. How much more wicked can it get, man? Not that much more. That's how we know that we're at the end, man. That also reminds me of that scripture that we brought up before, Romans 1 and 25. Who changed the truth into a lie, man? That was Esau, man. Right, man.
You had the got with that. Esau came. I forgot what he said. Esau touchdown. I think the Greeks. They say they believe the world.
First Maccabees 1 and 10.
The evils.
Yeah,
see the
Greeks.
great-
Yeah.
Start at the top. Yeah, bring that up. Yeah. Hey, because that's the beginning of when Edom came out of their Caucasus Mountains, out of their holes, and were pretty much brought up by the Israelites, taught them how to do everything that they know, as we were talking about before. They know that history over there. When this devil became in power, wickedness exceedingly polluted the earth, man. That's where the wickedness started. So go ahead.
Yeah, this is First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule, every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years.
Yep.
And evils were multiplied in the earth.
And evils were multiplied in the earth. There was 4 generals that took after Alexander: Cassander, Seleucus, Ptolemy, and Lysimachus. Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
And it says, and there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been in hostage at Rome, and he reigned in 130. And he reigned in 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
Yeah, you know what? And he was an Edomite, man. And and that whole line went all the way down to the what you call the Herodian dynasty, man. So when you'll have scoffers and people that come up against this truth and say that that the Edomites were done away with in the book of Maccabees. First they say the Apocrypha isn't a part of the Bible, then they'll use it to try to say that the Edomites were done away with. We'll explain the Herodian dynasty, man. This is the lineage and history of the Edomites, man, in the beginning of their rulership. Okay?
Hey, this is because of Maccabees. They why they took out the Apocrypha. One reason why they took it out. They don't want you to know that it goes back into the Bible. That lets you know who the Israelites are.
And it's the link. It's the link between the Old and the New Testament. Why all of a sudden, in the book of Malachi, all right, you fast forward to the book of Matthew, and all of a sudden everybody's wrestling the Roman Empire. Right. It's like, what happened to lead to that point, man? This is the point right here. It started with the Greeks, and then later became Rome, and and what? Our people were Hellenized, which means you were taking a part of the customs of the other nations, man. So that's when it says in the scriptures, neither Jew nor Greek, If people will use that and say it's talking about all nations, well, how come it didn't say Hamites? How come it didn't say Moabites, Ammonites, and things like that? It just said neither Jew nor Greek. Why? Because what? The Israelites were taking upon the customs of the Greeks. So they weren't Israelites anymore. They were Greeks, but nationality-wise, they were Israelites.
Yeah, they were Israelite foreigners.
Right. Corinthians 12. You know what I said?
And it's the same thing with these different with the different 12 tribes. When I was on the plantation, man, we had a so-called West Indian. And the Simeonite asked him, like, yo, are you Americanized? You know, and he started laughing, man. You know? But why did she call him Americanized? Because he came into America and got caught up in America's ways, man. You know? Because they do things different, you know, obviously in the West Indies than they do it here in America, man. So she actually asked him that, man. Like have you become Americanized, man? So it's the same thing today, man. Nothing changed, man. You know, if you become a homosexual, you Americanized, man, because they beat you up for that in the West in the West Indies, man.
Yeah, you got Jake there say, my pops used to say this. He was like, I ain't African. I'm American, but I ain't African. He made sure that he said he ain't African. I ain't from Africa. I'm from here. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 1. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant.
Who are the brethren? All right, you know, you read Romans 9 and 1 on down, it tells you who are Israelites, you know, to whom pertaining to the adoption, the covenants, the glory, and the service of the Most High. So it says, brethren, I will not have you ignorant. Go ahead.
Verse 2, ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led.
So that's the understanding right there. You got to understand the scenario. Like we were going about the beginning of camp, man. You have to have an image of what's going on in the scripture. The Apostle Paul was sent to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad throughout Italy, man. You know what I mean? And other locations, I believe. But they would. So here it is. He's talking to these Israelites, all right, who were dressed like wearing what do you call them things, togas or whatever that they wear in the Greek customs. They were bald-headed, you know.
They circumcised their children.
Yeah, they didn't have. They were uncircumcised. They probably had tattoos. Who knows? Skirts, things like that. They full, clean booty face, you know, fully shaven. Okay. So this is who Paul was talking to. He's saying that you were Gentiles carried away into dumb idols, and that's what made, and that's what leads to the Hellenization of our people. Okay. Go ahead. Go present.
Yeah. This is Ephesians chapter 2 and 11. Wherefore remember that ye being in times past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands.
Flesh made by hands. And it all goes back to the Maccabees, man. They were all doing it on purpose. You had people, the Apostle Rawchaa was going in on it. You had people that were so wicked, they even were so forward and bold into going in the ways of the heathen. They actually somehow found the foreskin of their rods and sewed it back on. You know what I mean? Trying to go back to the customs and because what? They were walking back in gymnasiums. We're going to bring it out. But they had gymnasiums, and the word there for gymnasium is gymnos in the Greek, which means naked. So they were working. Yeah, so they were working out butt naked, and of course you're going to be able to see
that, right? Yeah.
See that stuff. So if you were circumcised, you'd be shamed.
Right.
You know.
That's the same thing today. Yep. We were just talking about that. Everything today is backwards. That's why these Edomites they worship the town moon, man.
Right.
You know? Yep. This is verse 12. That at that time ye were without Yahawashi, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel.
Now what does the word alien mean, man? The word alien just means foreigner. Okay? You were foreign from the ways. Because what? Jeremiah 17 and 4. You were discontinued from our heritage. Okay? That was all fulfilling a prophecy, man. That was the beginning stages in the Maccabees, right?
It says, and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope and without the Most High in the world.
Now, how can that be with talking about other nations when it says we're strangers from the covenant of promise? Who was the promises given to? The Israelites, man. Romans 9, the 9th chapter, man. Right?
It says, verse 13, but now in Yahawashi Mashiach, ye who sometimes were afar off are made nigh by the blood of Yahawashi. For he is...
because Yahawashi died for our sins, the Israelites. Right?
It says, for he is our peace, who have made both one and have broken down the middle wall of partition between us. And it says division. Most Yahawashi broke that division. You know, he made it as though what Israel can come back, but through the elect of Israel.
Redeemed.
And that happened during, the vision that Peter had got, man, when he was upon a rooftop, man, about the unclean beast. But then you got the so-called Christians that'll take that and twist that, man. So they all twist it up, man. 'Cause
Perverse.
It is. They say it's including everybody, though. Any living soul could be saved, and then they take it as well and say you can eat any living thing, man. Well, I guess you can eat humans too, then, man.
Right.
If you can eat any unclean beast.
Yeah, I got another quick precept. My Bible all ripped up. Just get to the point. This is Romans 11 and 25. For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery. Lest ye shall be wise in your own conscience. That blindness in part is happened to Israel, until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in.
Yeah, until the fullness of the Gentiles come in. That was because what you got to understand the history, man. There was a split. All right, you had a split between the northern and the southern kingdom. All right, if you go into 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, in the 40th verse, all right, it talks about how the 10 tribes were taken away into Assyrian captivity, and then later made it off into a land known as Ashter. Ashter is where we are today, in the giant body mass which is called the Americas today. Okay, and what scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth, they were carrying out traditions of other heathen nations, man. So what the Lord prophesies that the fullness through the Gentiles are going to be brought in, the Israelite foreigners, man. And real quick, bring that out.
Hosea chapter 1 verse 10. And it says, I'll start at verse 8.
Yeah, this being fulfilled right here. Go ahead.
It says, now when she had weaned Rawchaa, she conceived.
What's the topic on that?
Oh, where can you watch it? YouTube.
What's the topic?
What's the topic?
Yeah.
Israelite foreigners, Gentiles.
What is it?
Israelite foreigners, Gentiles.
Gentile?
Yeah.
Israelite foreigners, Gentile.
Yeah.
That's gonna be on YouTube today.
No. This is just a live camp. It's gonna be a live camp.
Okay, all right.
GMS.
He got the red beard.
Oh yeah.
Hey, with Kalab, he always say that guys want to be fly by night.
Yeah, they just want knowledge,
They want
man.
microwave food, man.
Like, pull the fuck over.
Yeah.
Like pull over and get it. How you gonna find what we're talking about?
And exactly. See, this is why, if you question, you want to know, you have to really be concerned, because you're not going to get this on your own. Hey, he might watch a video. Say if he do come across the video, he still won't understand. You have to dig, you have to search, man.
Right.
And you're gonna really have to have that willing ear to learn, man, to be humble.
Eat the whole road.
Yeah, eat the whole road, man, because there's so many precepts, man. And and then when we talking about, then the Lord got to open your eye to see.
That's spirit. You just brought that out, blindness in part.
Oh,
Yeah, blindness in part is happening in Israel.
Oh, I want to say this too. I know you're going to go back into just to throw in there. We all fell away as Gentiles. We all was Gentiles. In this side. So that's why it's needful that Paul that he was set up to go to the Gentiles in that time. Right. See, the Jews, some of the wicked ones that hated the fact that Paul was bringing around the Israelite foreigners, and they couldn't stand that shit. They thought he was going to fuck off, But it was needful for now that he went to the Israelite foreigners, because we all came Gentiles. Even they did. When they came back today, they were Gentiles. That's how you know, man.
So back in Hosea chapter 1 verse 8. Now when she had weaned Rawchaa, she conceived and bare a son.
Yeah, because what happened was the Lord told Hosea to get himself a harlot. And what was her name? Let's say. I think it was something with it.
It says verse 3. So he went and took Gomer, the daughter of Diblaim.
Yeah, so Gomer was her name. She was a harlot. Why? Because what? We committed adultery, spiritual fornication against the Lord by worshiping other gods. So this is Gomer having the children, and she had a son. So read that again.
So verse 8. Now when she had weaned Rawchaa, she conceived and bare a son. Then said the Most High, call his name Lo-Amah, for ye are not my people.
For ye are not my people. If you're not the Lord's people, who are you? You're Gentiles, man. You're a heathen, man. Go ahead.
And I will not be a power. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered.
Okay.
And it will come to pass that in that place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power.
And that's when the fullness of the Gentiles are coming in. That's the prophecy, man. And in that place where it's going to say, ye are not my people, ye are the sons of the living power, that's right here in America, man. Babylon the Great, man. You know?
More
Yeah.
verse.
Oh,
It says, then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together.
that's the point. You got to understand the history. When it talks about the Israel, when it talks about the Israel, when it talks about Israel and the Gentiles in this time frame, it's talking about the Israelite foreigners because there was a separation between the two. When King Solomon transgressed and worshipped the gods of his wives and his concubines, the Lord split the kingdom into two kingdoms, led by Rehoboam and Jeroboam, man. You know, and there was a division ever since.
It says, and the children of Israel shall be gathered together and appoint themselves one head.
King
they-
David. Right?
And they shall come up out of the land. For great shall be the day of Jezreel.
Yep. So Jezreel is just like saying the seed of Yasharallah. You know. So great is going to be that day when the Lord closes the breaches thereof, and that's when the fullness of the Gentiles come in. So bring that back out.
This is Romans 11:25. For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own conscience.
You're going to come up with your own opinion, your own doctrine. Oh, the Lord loves everybody. This salvation is for everybody.
Well, you got these guys like Sabak and them, they don't think that, they don't believe in the confusion of faces. You know, they don't think Israel, could be like that one guy, character. He had the young boy that we know through the spirit, he was an Israelite, but he said he was from Africa. But he cast him out as if he was a Hamite.
Right.
You know? The Most High, he he dispersed us, and he said, like when you read, no man could number. He did that for a reason.
Right.
Because he knew even Esau right now would try to round us up and destroy us, man. So that he could live on the earth in peace. But he can't number all of Israel. And he can't number all of the Lord's elect either. You know?
That's why he can't do away with Israel, because we look like everybody.
Yeah.
And that scripture right there tells you 100% that the Lord's not that the Lord's not going to allow Esau, to fulfill this prophecy of the mark of the beast. You know, because what the children of Israel as the sand of the sea, they cannot be numbered.
Right.
You know, go ahead.
It says, least ye should be wise in your own conscience, and blindness in part is happened to Israel, until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in.
Yep.
And so all Israel shall be saved.
So all Israel is going to be saved ultimately, like we always teach, starting with the elect, those that were predestined to get it, man. You know.
Yeah, that's the scripture, man. You got a southern brother and a northern brother right there working together, man. Besides the scripture.
It says, so that all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer.
You know what's real? You know, we really stress. You know, when we see like so-called Puerto Ricans, we had a so-called Puerto Rican came up to us on a sit-down last week, and it was just beautiful talking to him because he seemed so eager to hear the word. And we're very, when we see Northerners, man, and they interested in the truth, yo, we'll deal with you, man, because we're trying to bring together that breach, man. Hey, you know, Gadites, man. You Gadites gotta wake up, man. We need a lot of Gadites to get more. We need some Gadites, right, to get on camera, you know, and start teaching this word and bring in more Gadites, man, more Northerners. Man.
Yeah, that's the trouble in Esau, because when more Northerners wake up, the more they can't put this stigma on it, the black Hebrew Israelites. What about the Northern Israelites? What about them? They're not black, you know?
Yep.
You know, they different shades of brown, but, you know, more than likely they're on the lighter end of the skin complexion, man. But they're Israelites, man.
Yep.
You know? And that kills Esau, man. That kills his agenda of divide and conquer. You know? That's where you're going to have to come, man. You got, man. Go ahead, Alex.
No, because it's beautiful. Because let me bring up the scripture. This is Amos chapter 9, verse 11. It says, in that day, I will raise up the tabernacle of David. You want to know about the tabernacle of David? You read Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. All right, where it talks about the two sticks being joined together, meaning all of Israel being binded together, right? The tabernacle of David that is fallen, fell away, and closed up the breaches thereof. The differences between the northern and the southern tribe, that unspoken animosity that just used to be there. You know what I mean? That you never could explain it. They were there, people like you go to, I ain't never been to prison, but you watch prison movies. The guy goes in there, you got so-called Hispanics over on one end, you got the so-called Negroes on the other end, and the Edomites over there, so-called white people on the other end. You know, and really, the Hispanics and the Negroes should be fucking with each other, man. But there's a difference. Go ahead.
That would be terrifying to Esau, like your brother was saying.
Right. Hey, the scripture say, bend the bow. Bend the bow with Judah. Bend the bow with Esau. With Judah. Rawchaa. Right. You know, that's that the Most High binding them together to be a weapon. To be a weapon against the Edomites.
Yeah, that's a beautiful point, man. Imagine if they teamed up against Esau in prison, man.
Yeah.
That would be Esau's ass, man.
That's actually one of the things that's terrifying Esau now, because even Jake in the world, like, you know, they could be 2/3 hopeful elect, but even brothers in prison are piecing shit out, like certain gangs. So
The things that Esau is doing, you know, he's setting these different stumbling blocks so that we continue to be niggas, continue to be spicked, and continue to hate each other, man. So I'm reading it again. It says, Psalm 64:5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. See, so that's those stumbling blocks, man. You know, that they set up for our people. Okay? And what's the stumbling blocks, you know, to make us fall is coming back into being Israelites, man. You know, they'll throw stumbling blocks so that we don't continue on that path or get to that path, man. Okay? And they do it by, as the brothers went into earlier, they do it by the rap music. Okay? This nigga ass hip hop culture, which now expanded onto the so-called Hispanic. That's what the brothers complaining about last week, man. Like now the trap music done hit the so-called Puerto Ricans, man. You know, so that's really that hip hop gangster music culture is actually going back to Esau, laying those snares privately so that we don't come back to our true nationality, man. You know, the bread and serpents, like Apostle Paul was going to.
That also tells you that we're the Israelites. Because here it is, he was saying what, for Puerto Rico? He was saying that Puerto Rico, they're speaking to Puerto Rican, but here it is, it's the same way that the niggas over here, and he's saying all this now that their children are doing different things, they gay, homosexual, it's like the same spirit, you know, and that's way over there. So that shows you they're the Israelites. You know, hey, the Northern Kingdom, they're the Israelites, man. Puerto Ricans, they're the Israelites, man. You know?
the tats and all that shit that didn't really go on. It was frowned upon, like that's thug shit, that's criminal shit. But now, you know, they got the neck all tatted up.
Yeah.
You know,
It's crazy.
And they don't, you know, Northern, you know, I've heard a brother say it too as well. Northern like loves the hell out of their kids, man. You know, even babies them. And that's why the brother was complaining, like, he's like, I don't want to see my daughters like that in that situation. You know? Because he said about culture music, nigga culture music turns the women into sluts, man.
Right.
Yeah, it's just straight up boys, man. And he's like, yo, I don't want to see that with my daughters, man.
Yeah, the rap music, they crossed over, like they expanded now into the gay shit. So they give you like Tekashi 6ix9ine with the rainbow.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny, which is a Puerto Rican artist, he painting his nails and shit. So
That's why they fight the Tekashi is a big influence for the Northern to be more in the nigga state of mind. You know? Because I've seen over here, you got the Puerto Rican cat, he walking up the street with the rainbow hair. I was like, yo, that's Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Copycat.
I was like, damn, yo, it's certain Jakes, Negroes, niggas, these niggas, you see him dressed a certain way, you be like, man, you think he young though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the way he's dressed and all that shit. Shit crazy, man. They really, our people really worship these demons, man. They idol worship these men or women. You know? Music is a heavy influence for demonic spirits, man.
You said one of them has a chip, right? Like Lil Wayne or something like that, or like waved his hand and his car door open.
Oh no, that was Fat Joe. Lean Back.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
He was talking like that. What was that? That was back in early 2000s. I think. Lean Back.
And it says on verse 7,
They don't be surprised you're gonna have basketball players coming out. This new thing of getting chipped. They help them out with their stacks. Remember they was doing it for football, but they was putting it into the equipment.
Right.
You know? Yeah. So they might be doing that shit. I'll be surprised Stephen Curry might be chip activated. Yeah, chip activated. Shooting them damn threes.
So verse 7. Genesis 4:7. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away.
No, I'll go back to the back of
Oh,
you know? Hey man, because you know the really people underestimate the power of scattering. You know what I mean? The scattering is one of the curses in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, man. Being scattered greatly reduces the strength of our people. All right. The first thing that the Lord did when King Solomon transgressed the laws, the first thing he did was split the kingdom, and then that's when they started getting invaded, and that's when they started getting taken down. If Israel was as a whole, that's the time of King David. King David was running shit. People were reporting to him, you know, bringing him gifts, giving him wealth. You know, he was burning down the cities, and that's what's going to happen when the Lord closes the breaches thereof, man. Anyway, back to the Maccabees.
So back in 1 Maccabees chapter 1, start at verse 9 again. It says, and after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years. And evils were multiplied in the earth. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had hostage at Rome. And he reigned in 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. In those days went out of Israel wicked men.
Out of Israel. Wicked men. Go ahead.
Who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
Notice it said persuaded.
Yeah.
Persuaded many. Israel persuade many today.
Yeah.
You know, to follow wickedness, man.
Hey, a lot of these Israelites are persuasive as hell. They talk a good game.
Definitely.
You know, if you don't have the spirit, that's why you gotta have the spirit of the Lord or the spirit of discernment. Or if you're a new brother, just don't even watch cats, yo.
Yeah.
Like my first year, I still don't watch other cats. Like these guys that make videos. I watch
The
a video.
responses.
I watch the response that a brother will put of them, because I don't even want to hear that shit. First of all, if I don't get angry, I don't think that I'll be swayed or anything like that. But you just listen to them and you just see the demon in them, because it's like you know they know the truth, but they're being rebellious, and they're being purposefully malicious, man. They're doing it on purpose, man. Like Dr. Eric M. Mason, man. Come on, man. He's one of these wicked Israelites in the Maccabees, man. Gonna sit there, as dark skinned as he is, gonna sit there and be like, nah, man. The Israelites are actually white people. Yahawashi, who was sweet Jesus Christ, he was a white man. You know what I mean?
So what makes him? He a Gentile?
Yeah, you know, like you can't tell me that he's not one of them Israelites persuading many, man. He's an Israelite.
Jada producer.
Yeah. You know, when you listen to him talk, you watch little clip bits of them. You know, they have a smooth speech.
Right.
They're those people that the people seek for in Isaiah the 30th chapter.
And the thing is too, a lot of people want us to lose, man. Right. Anybody that comes against GreatMillStone, or basically comes against the truth, the Hebrew Israelite, all right, they want them to win. You know, that's why when you fall out and you start speaking against the men of the Lord, you know, you get all this audience, you get all these different views, you get everybody to put comments on your page now, and because you're a part of their club now, you're a part of them. They want to root you on, and happy that you left out of, you know, of the truth. You know, it's reversed.
The world knows his own.
Yeah, the world knows his own, man. Every brother, well, every nigga that fell out and was talking shit, what happened? He started getting support from the world. All of a sudden, you see his page, which you probably used to watch him from time to time, come up with, and now you see his page is full with love from the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing too. A lot of these guys don't have any integrity, man. The elder Yahawah went on this as well. Perfect example would be this dude from Detroit. He was the head leader of Detroit, and now because he fell out of the truth, and now all of a sudden, you know, the doctrines are different, everything changes, and now he's doing videos with vocab below, man.
rubbing shoulders.
And yo, how you rubbing shoulders elbow to elbow with vocab alone, man?
In the video he did, I watched damn near the whole thing of that. And he said when Vocab Malone put his hand on him, he was like, I saw that, I was like, yeah. But you still sitting there with him.
What are you doing
You did
there?
that for the camera, trying to act like you don't want him to touch you because you know he's still an enemy.
Right.
But here it is, he gonna touch you, you gonna go right on camera. Like nigga, but you still breaking bread with him. You sat down with him, you know? Come on, man. And you in agreement with him. You helping him further his information on us. Trying to sort out some things. Get the hell out of here, man. Vocab is off. Who's gonna kill that dude, man?
That's what we were saying before. We're lucky, we're fortunate in the spirit power of BaHaSham that this is a spiritual battle and not a carnal one, because y'all would have gave us up a long time ago. Esau would have been kicked down the door and sprayed all of us, man. But our weapons of warfare aren't carnal, man. They're spiritual, man.
Because the nigga got mad.
Yeah, because you heard it.
And these are the same souls coming back, because he talked about in the days of the persecution of Rome and all that there was a division of those that believed in Yahawashi, those that were like, oh, he's just, you know, he's just a witch and shit.
So it says, verse 11, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have sorrow. So this device pleased them well. Then certain other people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
See that they were so forward, they actually took a petition up to the king, man, to basically, it's gonna get into it, to turn Israel's rebellion into a law, to turn doing the laws, statutes, and commandments. They made it illegal, man. You know, kind of like today, like that. Hey, we can't keep the Sabbath perfectly, but one of the laws of the laws in the Sabbath is to take a lamb, a year-old, kill it, eat it, and then burn it after you're done. You go ahead and try to burn a lamb right now at the end of a Sabbath, you'll get arrested, man.
Yeah, trying to go kill a lamb. First of all, you ain't got no lamb and no farm, no land for you to have a lamb. You gotta go through them to get it cut up, you know?
Yep.
Try telling your boss that it's a Sabbath that you can't work.
Yeah, right.
That's his attitude.
Why? Because this world is set up anti-Messiah. I think the Apostle Gabar did a video on that today, I think it was. Where going in on the Antichrist, because you got a lot of wicked Israelites going out there talking about there's only one Antichrist. If you're against the scriptures, you're an Antichrist, man. There are many Antichrists.
Antichrist means
Against the anointed.
James he told you that it was many antichrists. Many.
Yep. Go ahead.
It says, verse 14, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen.
Yeah, the gymnasium, yep, which means naked, so they were working out naked. And you see it today, you know? You see it today, you go to the gym, you see everybody wearing skin-tight clothes, and they're basically naked, man, you know?
They naked in the damn locker rooms.
Yep.
Well,
Hey, that's why on the magazine, I forgot what magazine it is. I forgot the name of the magazine, but that magazine, they get all the celebrities to be nude. Oh, I think it's Body or Illustration.
I think it's a Body magazine.
I forgot. But I know it is a magazine that, you know, basically the top athletes, they make it on that magazine and they pose on the cover of it naked, you know, but they hide the certain parts and stuff like that. You know, that goes back to the gym, man. The Greeks.
it says, and they made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief.
And we're sold to do mischief, man. So fast forward all the way to 20, because what? This is the deadly beast that was wounded, talking about the ancient Roman Empire. This is the revitalized ancient Roman Empire all over again. And it started back then, over 2,000 years ago. So imagine how far ingrained into in Roman society that we are, man. You know?
Got a good piece, huh?
Go ahead, bro.
1 Timothy 4, I'll start at 13. Till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy, with the laying on of the hands of the presbytery. So that word presbytery, from the Greek word presbyterian, means body of elders, senate, council. So you told about the examples that we have right now, our elders, our apostles.
Yeah. Hey, in Acts 8:7, you had the Ethiopian eunuch, who was trying to get into the scriptures, and he was asked, I think it was Andrew. I think it was Andrew that came up to him in the Andrew, right?
I think it was Peter.
Yeah, it was Peter. Oh, Peter? Yeah, Peter asked him, do you know what you understand what you read? Yeah. And he said, how could I accept some man's that's the hypocrisy. Oh, it's Philip.
Oh, Phil.
This is back in 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, and round about verse 6. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness.
And how did we establish earlier? How does the Lord speak to his servants and prophets? So the Lord ain't holding his tongue. We ain't gonna hold his tongue until the Lord makes it so that our tongue cleaves to the roof of our mouth, man, and they take us off these corners.
It says, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves.
Yep.
Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
You see that? The souls of the just complain continually. Like the brother was saying, if you see homosexuality so open in your face, you should be angry about that, man. Because what that makes, and that's the soul of the just complaining continually, man. Especially if you got kids in this society. Even if you got kids, you gotta leave them off to go to school, and they're pushing their agenda of homosexuality on your children without your parental guidance, man. Right. Matter of fact, if you tell your son at home not to be a homosexual, that kid could go to school and complain to the teachers, and the teachers will complain to the police and get you in trouble, man. That's how, and you can't be upset about that, man. Because the soul of the just complain continually, man.
And you might get expelled if you drop the F-bomb in school these days.
Right, and we just went out earlier about how the 10-year-old girl, got suspended because she didn't want to participate in a homosexual topic in class. So they suspended this little girl. So they're forcing the ideology and the lifestyle of homosexuality upon you and your children. And if you don't teach your children at home, they'll teach them in the school. That's wickedness, man. That's wicked. Like I said before, I'll say it again. If you can teach your son how to do math, and you let them know that, okay, if 1 + 1, and then put 3, you'll say, look, that's wrong, 1 + 1 is 2. You can teach them wrong and right there, but when it comes to homosexuality, they don't want you to tell them that it's wrong, for a boy to play with girls' toys. Let him be. Don't correct him. That's just what he is. No, it's not.
Matter of fact, bring up that Romans 1:25. We only read like the first verse on that.
This is Romans chapter 1, verse 25. Who changed the truth of God into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause, God gave them up unto vile affection.
Vile affection. I'm trying to look at that word vile. Right?
It says, for this cause, God gave them up to vile affection, for even their woman did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
Yeah, which is against nature. What's the natural use of a woman? To produce seed, to bear seed, man.
To be a help unto the man.
That's right.
Man and woman, they belong together.
Yeah.
It says,
and you see now you got all these dykes, lesbians now.
They can't reappropriate.
They can't recuperate.
And that's genocide.
Yeah.
Because if you got a whole family, say you got a family line, you got a family tree, right? And you keep it going within your fathers, because this person married, this person had, down the line, he had a son, he had a daughter, whatever the case may be, right? Now, you get a generation of that family tree to be homosexuals. you would kill your whole family tree down the line. This shit is crazy. It's an agenda that the elites push upon you.
Population control.
And if you talk about it, they're gonna demonize you. Being a homo is wrong, man. Straight up. And it's unclean. It's you defile yourself, you know, and there's nothing positive about it, man. You know?
I got that definition.
Oh yeah, violence. Yep.
Right. So you can read it again about violence.
It says, for this cause God gave them up unto vile affection. For even their woman did change the natural youth, that which is
Right. So the definition of the word vow, meaning extremely unpleasant.
Extremely unpleasant.
Hey, that's like
right here.
like say if someone walks and steps in dog shit, right? And you go in the house and it's on their shoe. You know, you're sitting there going, yo, you stepped in something, and then you can't find it, and you sitting there going, it's unpleasant. It's like, nah, man, yo, somebody, you start looking for it. Yo, with your shoes, let me see your shoes. It's unpleasant. You can't sit within it. You can't, you know, you can't bear it.
So y'all been
On my etymology, so the morally repugnant, morally flawed, corrupt.
Morally repugnant. Like you said, a piece of shit on your shoe. It's like, yo, this is
Foul.
what the fuck is that smell? You ain't gonna continue your night of pleasure until you get rid of that fucking smell.
It's foul. It's foul.
Yeah, because it says wicked, of no value, of inferior quality.
Of no value. Of no value. What value does homosexual sex accomplish? You don't have any kids. You can't bear any children. It's all vain. Vanity, man.
I had to tell her to stop right now.
It's all for sex, man. And it's all pleasure for the it's all pleasure.
Because you guys is the remnant.
You know, shit's sick, man.
Nobody else.
Disgusting,
Nobody else here. I didn't
foul,
know who else is
ugly,
here doing this.
degrading, humiliating.
That's why I said it's a shame. It's humiliating, man.
And you see a grown man with a man's
So I
body.
gotta keep my eyes out on the remnant because y'all ain't leaving me.
It's like, what is going on?
I'm rolling with y'all.
Corrupted mind.
Straight up.
And your group crooked. Right. I got a quick precept. Proverbs 22:15. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him.
Right, because with children, you're supposed to train them up in the way that you go. If you're a father, you will want your son to follow after what business and things that you do. You know? What happened?
I'll be seeing y'all.
All right, brother.
I didn't know y'all was here, you know.
It's all
Jersey
good.
seemed like it didn't have no evil Israelites.
Oh, you've been here.
Yeah, I'm happy I saw y'all. 3 to 7 on Saturdays?
Yeah, we
I'll be here.
All right, brother.
Shalom, brother.
Shalom. Done. And what I was saying?
Well, we're going with the verses that foolishness is in the heart of a child. So if you don't correct him, then he's going to grow up to be a fucking corrupted man.
Hey, somebody grabbed the children have become the oppressors. Yeah, because how is it that, you see, Esau got to go, man.
Yeah.
He has to go. Like, he's waxing worse. This man is just, you know, he's allowing your children to be, you know, to do whatever they want. You know, and if they, you know, if you discipline your child, then the school's saying, look, we're gonna address that. We're gonna deal with you.
Yep.
You know, that's wicked, man. You know, you have a child for a reason. You nurse, the woman nurses him, and then what? The father helps train him up and give him, you know, hopefully he have that manner about him, you know, so that he can go upon his way, man. You know, you're supposed to train a child, man. You know, Esau trains their children. What he do? He said he has his son at the age of what, 5 years old. He have him sitting there, taking out the pin from the gun, dressing it, putting it back together. He take him out for camp. You know, all of a sudden his son's 7 years old and he's standing like his father. Yeah, Dad, got it. Yeah, okay. You know, like he's just like his father. You're like, yeah, he's just like his pops. You know.
I'm seeing a lot of these Edomite kids. They're raised just like their parents. Yeah, they were brought up in the Edomite ideology of superiority. They were born in white supremacy, man. Right. So-called white supremacy, man. Right. You know?
It's a little bit more slack now.
Dang.
I'm gonna finish it for
Now
BaHaSham.
going a long
Hey,
way.
and keep in mind, the Most High gave them up to these things. Go ahead.
Yeah, keep in mind homosexuality.
Hey, oh man, and not, you know, just the sickness, because you said it's disgusting. And the definition, two men having sex with each other, that's disgusting.
Right.
Now, I hit you with something real quick. When I was in college and I was in Florida, there was some homos, some undercover homos on my floor. And everybody used to complain because, you know, there was these showers, there was a bathroom to a floor, right? They had the showers, they had multiple showers in there and things like that. And what happened was, every time in the morning, you know, niggas would wake up, get before class and go in there and take a shower, there was shit in the shower. And at first we thought, you know, in my, you know, we all thinking like niggas nasty as hell. Then come to find out they got caught. And it was two homos. Because what happens is they was doing it in the shower because the guy was going to shit on himself. That is disgusting, man. That is disgusting, man.
Abomination.
Yeah.
Abomination.
Yeah. And them dudes at that time, this was about back in 2005 or 2004, 2003, one of them times. But it was back then, and them guys, that homosexual thing going on, you know, wasn't this uplifting pride thing. So they was ashamed. Them dudes left the school, man. They was embarrassed because they got caught. Somebody caught him. It was the guy that ruled the you know, the supervisor of the floor. He came in because they was on it. They wanted to know who the fuck was doing this. So they caught him. It was like 3 in the morning. Next thing you know, all this yelling. I'm out my dorm. I'm looking in the hallway. And I'm looking, they tell me, I'm like, hey, you two niggas, you nasty motherfucker. You know, Florida niggas, you know, Florida dudes, they talk, all that shit. I'm like, yo, it's disgusting, man.
Instead of correcting it, what Esau does is nurture. So he's coming to these confused little, because when you're a little kid, you don't know any better. Let's say you're only raised by your mom, you start putting on her fucking shoes and shit, or some shit.
Yeah.
But instead, what Esau says is that, like, you know, you could be a girl. If you want to be a girl, you could be. There's nothing wrong with that. Because at 4 years old, they're making children make this decision if you want to be a boy or a girl.
Right, and that's their sick kids, man. Esau is a degenerate gene himself, man. You know, that's his way of teaching. The Lord told us about, in Jacob and Esau, two different men of people.
Right.
The way we raise our children is different from how you raise your children. Our children don't act like your children, man. They're not the same people. I remember years ago, they was teaching that you can't whoop your child. You know, even to this day, you know, you can't beat your child the way you want to, you know, to stop from being so fucking bad and embarrassing you in the public. For the whoop his fucking ass.
Yeah.
But then what? You do that, they'll lock you up for it. Then they had that show with that old nanny, that lady that looked like Miss Tilda. The one that, I don't know if y'all saw that movie, Miss Tilda, the little girl, child's movie, and it was the fucking teacher. She was standing like a man. But she was like, you know, she had manly figures about her. But anyway, she was a nasty type of lady. And this same woman, well, not the same woman, but a lookalike, they had that show where they was saying, they was teaching black people, they had black people on the show teaching them on how to not beat your child, but use these techniques, put them on punishment, talk to them, stand them here, this and that. And I was like, yo, looking at this shit, they really trying to teach Jake how to raise their children, trying to stop this black woman from beating her. You know what I'm saying? And then meanwhile, they had another episode with the white couple, and the child just yelling at his mother like, your mom, all on TV. You know? We're not like Esau, you know? And now today they're saying, let your child be gay. What you talking about? You're supposed to correct these children, man. You know? And then they're influencing them with the Fruza Flicker, watching cartoons, watching movies. Every time you take your child to the movies, want to chill out, go see a cartoon movie, and next thing you know, they got the cartoon character. It's some funny comment, and then he turn around and shake his butt in a John-rated type of, you know, like a woman shaking her butt, like it's a man. Like, I'm looking at this cartoon, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, why would they put that shit in there? But Esau's the devil, man.
Real quick, if I can finish this.
Oh, yeah, got men twerking and shit.
Yeah, so kind of back to the definition of vowel, keep homosexuality in mind. So from the Anglo-French valet, Old French vowel, which is shameful, dishonorable, low-born, cheap, ugly.
You say low what?
Low-born.
Low-born.
That's Esau, man.
Yeah.
Low-born, man. You know, he's born with less vision. You know, he has a skin problem. He has a clean leprosy. That's a curse unto him.
That goes to what the brother had read in Jeremiah 2, how the Lord made us nobles. But we were highborns, if you will. Like when you watch the shows, Game of Thrones, we were highborns. You know what I'm saying? But giving into the ways of the heathen, now you low. You know, that's dishonorable.
That's a good point, right?
It says, so it says low-born, cheap, ugly, and hideous.
Cheap. hideous.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's it.
Hideous.
Degenerate.
We'll call you hideous.
You got a lesson on the degenerate.
Hideous.
Shameful. Like when Paul was telling the story about those two in his college, you know, in Rome or whatever, when they got caught, you know, they were ashamed, man. So ashamed they had to leave the school, man.
That's what was embarrassing because every day everybody looking, they couldn't go in the cafeteria, man. They sitting in the cafeteria, one sitting on this side, the other sitting on that side. They looking weird. Like you looking at them, they just sitting there. Shame, man. Next thing you know, I think within a week, it was boom, disappeared. Everybody was talking about them. Every time we was outside, because I lived on the dorm. Every time we was outside, everybody sit out there talking. You know how school is. And next thing you know, as soon as they come, everybody go. It was a shame. They had shame, man. Everybody was like, hell, you nasty, yo, you dirty. Just getting on them every time, man. So disgusting, man. And they doing it in the bathroom because every time they do it, the shit comes out, man. Nasty, nasty. It's disgusting.
You figure you use the bathroom, what do? You wash your hands, man.
Yeah.
You know, you dibbling, dabbling. Come on, man.
Yeah. It says Romans 1:26. For this cause, God gave them up to vile affections.
So we got into that word vile. Go ahead.
For even their woman did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And likewise,
Because what you don't see a female tiger or something like that, or female, you know, a female animal getting with another female, man, or a male animal getting with another male animal, man, because it's against nature. You know, it's Esau that'll create homosexual fish or whatever that they did, right?
it's a mental illness.
Homo frogs and shit.
Yeah, it's a mental illness because if you got two women, you got one woman, she don't want to have no dealings of a man, but instead in the relationship she takes the role of the man. So she's strapping herself down with a dildo. And then you having sex with this woman as like you receiving pleasure. You're not receiving no pleasure. It's fake. You have a fake pride down there. And you jamming this woman like you the man, but you acting like you receiving the pleasure. That's a mental illness, man. You know?
And they're gonna be put to fucking death for that shit.
No, but that goes into the confusion of women. That's how you know that women, you know, aren't all there.
Right.
You know, as far as like leaders and people that should be running a household. Here it is. You say you don't like men. Okay, you're a lesbian. You love women. You hate men. You go and hook up with this butch-looking woman that looks like a dude
From the 90s with baggy ass jeans.
jeans, boots, and a damn strap-on dildo and a do-rag. You know what I mean?
Do-rag.
And tattoos on her face and whatnot, and then you're gonna go let her jumping down on top of you.
Right.
But you don't like men.
Right. But you like, but here it is, she's acting like a manly person. You
Like
know,
an
manly
outdated
man.
man.
Yeah. That just goes into the confusion of what you don't know what the fuck you want.
And that's like in I'll be watching that show I was telling you about, Our Planet.
Oh yeah.
And really, like the
Love
brother
that show.
said, when you look into animals, the only reason animals get together is to mate. Like in this society, people get together, you know what I'm saying? You have sex, but it's like for pleasure.
Yeah.
You use a condom, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, you get together to mate. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a vile affection. Doing things which are against nature. That's right. That show Our Planet. The show is like National Geographic, right? And every time an animal is they follow an animal in his ways, he's either looking for food, water, or a mating partner, man.
Reproduce, right?
That's what. You look at them, they journey. They're looking for some to get it in, man.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's nature, man.
And that's why they call it mating season, man.
Mating
Right.
season.
You look at bears, even bears, man. Only time that they actually spend time together is mating season, man. Besides that, they not chilling together. They come together just for reproduction, man.
Reproduction.
Hey, just check out the pride of lions, man. You know, your lion every morning he wake up and he roars. He do his little call. He do that raw because anybody that's like a single a male lion, a young male lion looking for a pride that want to take over a pride, he's letting them know I'm here and my family's here. So when you look at that, either he gonna do two things. He gonna know he's too close and he don't want no war, he don't want no smoke, you know, or he's gonna say, okay, I'm about to challenge him to take his women. And what happens if he go and challenge and he beats that male lion? All right, that lion runs off, and then he kills all the cubs, and then he mates with all 3 of the lioness. You know, the lion's pride. When you check out the lions, it's like spiritual, yo. You know.
And that's nature, right? It goes to show that it's poor nature to have multiple men, have multiple women,
Right.
man.
Yeah.
And like you said, you know, like the lions, they only mate because it's nature to mate. They don't mate just to get it in and then, you know, dip off. They doing this because now he's about to have cubs with her, and her season, when the time comes, she's going to nurse these cubs. She got to protect these cubs. She got to train these cubs. You know what I'm saying? And then you look at it too. Now with the lion, the king doesn't hunt. He can help, but it's the lioness, the 4 lionesses he have, like his women, they hunt, and he trails behind. You know, and if he needed support, he'd come in. But what happens is the lioness will capture the animal, and then they start to nib on it, and then he comes out of nowhere, and they all get the hell out the way, and he gets to eat first, and whatever's left, they eat. You know, being the king of the jungle.
There's something what you're saying about like how like the one line will fight against the other one, then you beat him, then you mate with the other women and shit like that. That's all signs of war. Right? That's all signs of war. Somebody grab your Numbers 31 and start at verse 9. But this is when we was going up against the king. Like, we started breaking that down like, yo, that's the scriptures right there, man. Because to show you how the Most High mimics everything off after war. You know what I'm saying? And what? Because the scriptures say the Lord is a man of war. That's how we know. I was telling somebody the other day. That's how we know the Lord ain't no damn woman, man.
Right.
Some bullshit like that, man. Ice Cube said it best. What's the movie? I'm thinking of what's the what's the movie?
Talking about in the hood.
Yeah.
I can't think.
Say guy was a female. Why be wars and all this blah blah and all of that?
Boys in the
what I'm
hood.
saying?
Boys in the hood.
Yeah, boys in the hood. You know what I'm saying? It makes perfect sense, man. Women don't have a nature like that. Men only have a nature of war, man. All they know is femininity and softness, man. We know through war, you get to learn every aspect of every emotion through war, man. It makes sense, man. You can't experience everything through being emotional all the damn time, man. Well, not in the right, in the logical way, man. Give me that number.
Yeah, this is Numbers 31 and 9. And the children of Israel took all the women of Midian captives and their little ones, and took the spoil of all their cattle, and all their flocks, and all their goats, and all their goods. Right? And they burnt all their cities wherein they dwelt, and all their goodly castles with fire.
So this is always a thing of war that you always did. Whenever you went to war, what you wanted to annihilate that civilization. Annihilate them, man. It's like you mentioned with the line and all of that, man. You want to show this dude up, you kill him and you take his woman, man. After he's dead, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And they took all the spoil and all the prey, both men and of beasts. And they brought the captives and the prey and the spoil unto Moses and Eleazar the priest, and unto the congregation of the children of Israel, unto the camp at the plains of Moab, which are by Jordan near Jericho. And Moses and Eleazar the priest and all the princes of the congregation went forth to meet them without the camp. And Moses was wroth with the officers of the host, with the captains over thousands and captains over hundreds, which came from the battle. And Moses said unto them, have ye saved all the women alive? Behold, these cursed the children of Israel through the counsel of Balaam to commit trespass against the Lord in the matter of Peor, and there was a plague among the congregation of the Lord. Now therefore, kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that hath known man by lying with him.
Read that one more time.
It says, now therefore, kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that have been known, that have known man by lying with him.
Right, just how what when we was in Egypt, right? What they wanted to kill off because they was trying to time when Herod, he was trying to come at the Yahawashi. When he was being born, said kill every male child from what, 2 years and under. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want nobody to rise up and try to threaten my civilization, man. So this is how it was whenever you went to war, just in case if you, another nation might think about retaliation, or a little baby, they might grow up like, yeah, this person killed my father. You see it in the Kung Fu movies and stuff like that all the time. Where the little kid grew up, saw the person that killed their father, now they train hard for years. Right. Like, I'm gonna get this guy, man. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So this is why the Lord set this in place, man. You annihilate everybody, man. Every male, period, man. And every woman that have known man will line with them, man, because they tainted already, man. We don't want them in our civilization, man. Yeah?
All right. All right. But verse 18, for all the women children that have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves.
All the women children, meaning what? The girls that haven't fully became women yet, who haven't had their period yet, which is their flower, man. After which they can be popped, man. All right? So that's how it went down, because what? Those are spoils of war. Right. Just go to show you, women were spoils of war, man. They go along with the cattle and the gold and the silver and everything else, man. They spoils of war.
Yeah, I think this is where you get the word war.
Yeah, exactly.
I got something to add to you.
Yeah, still hold on.
Deuteronomy 21:10. It says, when thou goest forth to war against thy enemies, and the Lord thy God hath delivered them into thy hands, and thou hast taken them captives, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman.
So this is according to, so when they was doing this, and when Moses told them to keep alive the women children, he was telling them that based off, because what? He knew the law. So he was telling them that based off the law, and the brothers reading the law. Go ahead.
And has a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife. Then shalt thou bring her home to thine house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails, and she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thine house, and be with her father and her mother a full month.
Right, what? Because you just slaughtered off her family. You know what I'm saying? So technically she's your property, because the woman don't have no control. You know what I'm saying? What can they really do? They don't have no control. You got the power. You know what I'm saying? You see Game of Thrones and all that, carrying chicks up on the shoulder, like taking them and just doing whatever with them. The man holds the power, man. That's how it's supposed to be, man. Okay?
And it says, then shalt thou bring her home to thy house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails, and she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thy house, and be with her father and mother a full month. And after that thou shalt go in unto her, and be her husband.
Yeah, how many months?
It says a full month, 1 month.
1 month? Okay.
Yeah.
So that was her mourning period, her silence period, or whatever you want to call it, man. You'll allow her that time, right? Yeah, you go do what you do, sit up in a little castle somewhere, you know what I mean? Take all that off. And then after that, all right, then I'm gonna rip you to shreds. You know what I'm saying? That's how it go, man. That's how it go. But in today's society, you even mention anything like that, you looked at like you crazy, man.
Yeah, we were just talking about how this place is feminized, man. A man can't be a man. They're trying to say, you know, a man having a beard. They were saying, I forgot what channel on YouTube, but they know for putting out like little things, series and killing theories and stuff. And they were saying that the man's beard is more filthier than something like that. Yeah, something like that.
That's stupid when your beard hair protects you, man.
Right.
This is a protection, man.
It's a manly badge.
Yeah, it's in the Bible dictionary said the beard is a badge of manly dignity, man. It's what signifies you from a woman, man? That you have that lion's mane, man. You know what I'm saying? That you're the king of the fucking jungle, man. You need something to signify you from the rest of the pack, man. What signifies you from being a little boy? Your beard, man. If I shave off my hair, I look like I'm 19. I look like I'm a damn kid somewhere, man. This shows that I'm a man. I'm a full-grown man.
And it shows you that, like me, I've been growing this for fucking years. It's the most I ever had on my face, so it's a curse. I have a curse on me that I can't grow a beard. I can't grow no hair on my face.
Can I ask a question? You know, some of us we're not comfortable with our beards because it's itchy. You know, sometimes when it gets itchy, when it grows like I have a coily hair.
Well, what you can do is you can tame the beard. You don't have to have it so long, but the Most High made you as a man to have a beard. And I'll tell you something too. When men, you know, when they shave their beard, that's why sometimes they get all those bumps. Yeah. Those little nasty bumps that be on your neck.
Actually, you lose testosterone when you shave your beard. So,
Damn,
yeah,
I didn't know that.
I ain't know that.
So,
Makes sense.
Did Jesus Christ preach there?
and also that itchy part, that itchy part is only at the beginning. Once your face already gets used to it, like you're good. That shit with the razor and all that goes back to heathen custom. So the Greeks started that. Shaving your beard, basically, so you have the plain face. Also, the white man does that because he's intimidated by our people because we look more manly when we have a beard. So he wants you looking like a boy up in the office and shit as a corporate rule.
Right. That's why if you watch any sports or something, the announcers they all bald head, clean face, so Kawhi man can be comfortable around them. I'm sure they make oils and stuff too that you can put so they don't
got
itch as much
beard
as well.
Yeah, definitely got oils and stuff too. But look, a big part of having the beard is protection overall, like the badge of manly and it's protection. Especially like when the wintertime comes and stuff like that, or for germs. Why you have hair on your body in general? It's to protect you from germs and shit. You know what I'm saying? The germs that get stuck up on your hair, so therefore when you go to shower, it's just there. Exactly, you just get it right up off you. So that's why you're supposed to have the hair, man. Or somebody might have chest hair or leg hair and different shit like that, man.
Think about
protection.
Think about like animals, dogs. You know, these people today, Edomites, they dress their dogs in coats and stuff, but their hair is to protect them in the winter.
Exactly.
Now, obviously, if it's too cold, you might want to bring them inside the basement or something. But his hair protects him. You know, he gonna get the law.
I got it.
You got it. Good.
Yeah. All right, this is Leviticus chapter 19. Where's that?
27.
1927. Time. It says, "Ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard."
So this is a law which the Lord set up to where us as Hebrew Israelites, you're not supposed to take the razor and start shaping up and lining up your hair. That wasn't our customs back then. That's why when they see the picture of who the world called Jesus Christ, he had hair and he had what? A beard. And whenever you see a movie on the Bible and the characters of the Bible, they always got the man with the beard because that was the customs back then.
Can we cut it low?
Yeah, you can cut it down, but you don't want to cut into it. You can trim it down, but you're supposed to have a beard, but you don't want to cut into it because, like I said, it said round the corners and
Yeah,
then
the
what?
Lord said around the corner.
Right.
Ye shall not round the corners of your heads. This is Leviticus 19 and 27. Ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard.
Right. So you don't want to cut. You don't want to. You know, here it is. Your beard grew like this. You don't want to start making it, shaping it up, lining it, or cutting to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like for instance, like you see how my line is like right here, like cutting into it is going inside of here. You don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't do that, but I do shave. I shave, but I use clipper. Just do go because I don't cut the corners. But I use clipper.
But look, check this out. I see that you do that. That's but it's a sin. To actually do that. Yeah, that's the law. That's one of the laws. It's a sin if you do that.
Right. And also, as the brother's going to bring out, it says it's a badge of manly dignity.
I'm not even gonna look.
Now, quick account in the scriptures really quickly. This is what happens when King David's servants got their beard shaven off. Okay? This is 2 Samuel chapter 10, verse 4. It says, "Wherefore Hanun took David's servants, shaved off one half of their beards, and cut off their garments in the middle, even to the buttocks, and sent them away." When he took his garment, they cut it down so they was like part naked. Shamed them, right? Verse 5. It says, "When they told it unto David, he sent to meet them, because the men were greatly ashamed. And the king said, Tarry at Jericho until your beards be grown, and then return." So, you know, like I said, now we can go into the definition. Your beard is a badge of manly dignity.
Yeah, with those guys, that wasn't their fault. They were sent out to this other guy, and he shamed them. They came back, but King David, as the king, he said, "Look, you can't come back until you think all your stuff go back, you know, because it was a shame."
Yeah, like how the brother was saying, like you don't have to technically let it grow like super long. You can keep it trimmed, but you should see how his is, and his is just naturally like that. At least keep it something like that. You know what I'm saying?
This is beard in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. It says beard, a badge of manly dignity. As a sign of mourning, it was the custom to pluck it out or cut it off. The Israelites were forbidden to shave off the corners of their beards, probably because it was regarded as a heathenistic sign. And it says the law 1927. It was like the heathens did that. You know, they did all that stuff.
Yeah, remember when you first came up, you asked, like, what are we doing out here? I said, it's a church. We're calling out to our people to come out of the ways of Babylon, because which is America. America says that to shave your beard, practice homosexuality, follow this guy. But we're just letting our people know our customs, one of them being keep your beard, because it's a sin when you don't. And contrary to what churches may tell you, who you literally call Jesus, which is Yahawashi, he's going to come judge the world. And so you don't want to be found sinful. You want to be found like that you repent and you're trying to change your ways, because you know, you're going to fall to the judgment, you know.
You believe in Jesus?
We believe in Yahawashi. That would be the real Jesus.
Okay.
That's not him.
I don't believe in that.
It's a false image, a false God.
I got it. Yeah, real quick. This is Matthew 5:17. It says, think not, and this is who you ignorantly call Jesus. This is him speaking. All right, with Yahawashi, it says, think not that I come to destroy the law of the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Okay? And that's basically talking about all the acts that the prophets of old, like in Isaiah, they spoke about the acts that the Lord would do when he would come on the scene. All right? But you could also say that because in the description of the Lord, like the brother had got, you see right there, it speaks about his beard and the color of his hair, because the Lord had a beard, according to the law.
The law was given to Moses for them to take to the land, or the promised land. For them to take to the promised land. The people.
Israel's a people before a place.
Yeah, exactly. Israel. To the promised land, Israel. But
we're not in the land.
Yeah, we're not in the land.
But that's
so
still to keep the law.
It's still going to keep the law, because Jesus Christ now came and gave his own law.
No, but that's why he read that. Read that one more time. That's why he agreed that too. You got to get the understanding of that.
This is Matthew 5:17. Think not that I come to destroy the law.
So he didn't come to destroy the law. He didn't come to take it away. So that means if he didn't come to take it away, then the law is still in effect, right? Yeah.
It says, or the prophets, I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
But to fulfill. Why? Because in the Old Testament, there was things that still had to be fulfilled. So that's what he came on the scene to fulfill what was already written in the Old Testament about him. So he didn't come to destroy the law. We still got to uphold the law as best as we can within the society. So it's not about the land, it's about the people who the laws were given to, which are the Israelites, which are us. You know what I'm saying?
So, okay, I'm trying to understand. That's why.
Yeah, it's no problem. No problem.
In the church, they teach us.
Yeah, I know.
They say the law's done away with, but that's false.
Okay.
That's to lead you to death.
They teach us this. So now I'm grown up. So I try to read myself and understand. So the next verse of what he read, I think he says, one title is not going away until the law is fulfilled.
Yeah, it says that.
So that's what we understand it, that the law is not destroyed,
right,
or until it's all fulfilled. Then the new law takes effect. Oh, okay. I thought it was the law of Moses. The Leviticus laws, and then
the law represents the Bible in itself too.
Yeah, the first book, the first 5 books of the Bible. Right. You know, that has the laws and all those things.
And if I can bring one more quick thing out real quick, going back to shaving right quick. This is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. It says, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. See, so that's the so-called white man's ways of shaving, because he conquered us and put us in slavery. That's actually his ways. So when you're shaving, you're being like him. And I did a real quick Google search. It says in 500 BC, it became popular for men to crop their hair very short and shave the face in Greeks. So it goes back to the Greeks and the Romans shaving does. And we know that those are so-called white people's predominantly empire, right? It says Alexander the Great is responsible for this, as he was obsessed with shaving. In 300 BC, during this time in Rome, young men of about the age of 21 are required to have their first shave. So it was actually a law back in Rome that you have to shave, because the so-called white people was ruling it. So now going back to the scripture, I'll read it again, Proverbs 3:31, Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. That's one of his ways to shame. The scripture right here tells us, don't be like unto him.
That's what you keep those laws now, but you certain jobs you gotta shave.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like security jobs and stuff like that. But just one more precept is to show you how the law is it's for the people. It's not just about the land. You know, when we was in the land. So Psalm 78 and 5. For he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers that they should make them known to their children. You know, so it's a continual thing. You know what I'm saying? Just because we was in the land, okay, well, people branch out. You know what I'm saying? So you outside of the land, you still commanded by law to teach them to your children. So it's a continual generation thing that you're supposed to teach them and continue to go on. So it's not technically about the land, it's about the people who the Lord gave the laws to, which are the Israelites.
Right, now read that out.
So Baruch chapter 4 verse 1 says, this is the book of the commandments of the Most High. No, you gotta come through there. Baruch 4:1. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endured forever.
The law that endured forever. Because even when the Lord, who the world inwardly called Jesus Christ, we know his name to be Yahawashi. When he returns, he's going to judge these people according to what? According to the law. People that didn't, take heed and to repent and come back unto him and to worship him, change their lifestyle, they're going to die a grievous death. He's going to put them to death. You know, so what is he judging them after? Their sins. Why did you commit sin? Because they broke laws. You know, so go ahead, Al.
And it said, all they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Such as leave it shall die. You know, because you're committing, scriptures say, the wages of sin is death. You know, your transgression the Lord's laws. See, here it is, this government, this Edomite, he's staging himself as a god. So where if he puts something in law, we have to automatically go with it. This is like dealing with the subject of homosexuality. If he passed laws on homosexuality, all of a sudden everybody's saying it's okay for homosexuality. But the Most High is against homosexuality. So that's why you can't, here it is, you want to render to Caesar what's given of Caesar, right?
Yeah, right.
And you keep what you have to do according to the laws of their laws, but then there's certain laws that they have, you don't have to participate. You don't have to do that. You don't have to sit here and train your son to be a homosexual because they forcing homosexuality on us. You see what I'm saying? And that don't make the government right. It makes them wrong for passing laws against the Heavenly Father who set him up, you know?
This is Romans chapter 3, verse 31. It says, do we then make void the law through faith? It says, God forbid, yea, we establish the law, you know? Because we're in what's known as a grace period, but that doesn't mean that the law, statutes, and commandments are done away with. It means that we're not justified by keeping the law. You know, the only law now is really having faith in who the world calls Jesus Christ. His name is Yahawashi. All right? But it says that we are to establish the law. And I got another one.
Got Judges.
Yeah, I got Judges 5 and 11. It says, they that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water. Now, the places of drawing water are representing slavery, captivity. Okay? So Israelites would be taken. That's how you know that it was that you're still to fulfill the law outside of the land of Israel. Because even if you're in places of drawing water in captivity, you're being drugged away from your land and in somebody else's dwelling places, right? So it says, they that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord. Okay? So we're going to, we can't keep all the law and we're not justified even if we do. But it's good, hey, the Lord takes pleasure in us following the law, statutes, and commandments. That's why he ordained it. He gave us these laws so we can practice it and do it. So we keep it to the best of our ability. It says, there they shall rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates. We're going to break out the,
Yeah.
we're going to go back to,
I had a precept on the topic that we were going into. James 4:4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? Like the brother was saying, the world could tell you that it's okay to be a homo, but the Heavenly Father is against that. So if you're okay with the ways of the world, you're against the Heavenly Father. know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of the Most High.
So basically, it's like, right now, what we're set up, Isaiah 58:1, we're set up as men of the Lord to come out here and teach our people this truth, whether they hear or whether they forbid. Because really, this truth is given to the elect, and those are the ones that's going to be delivered. The elect of these people, the Israelites, because really, we're Hebrew Israelites from the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, and so on and down. These names are our slavery names, which was conquered by the so-called white man. He took us and put these names on us, these bywords. In our reality, the Lord knows us as these people: Judah, Benjamin, Levi, blah, 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 and so down. So you can read that up.
Isaiah chapter.
Excuse me. My name is Benjamin. So is it by name or?
Nah. What's your father?
My father name?
No. What's your nationality? What's your nationality? Where you from? What's your nationality?
Okay. Originally, I'm from Nigeria, Igbo, from Nigeria.
Okay. Your father, Nigeria too?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
My mother.
And through the spirit, like an Israelite.
Yeah, probably Judah.
Yeah.
You said Igbo.
Igbo, yeah.
Is Hebrew.
Yeah.
I believe,
Bar?
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's Hebrew.
Yeah. So that means more than likely, you probably have the tribe of Judah.
Yeah.
Being so-called Negro. According, because look, your lineage is off the line of your father. So in order to determine which of these tribes, you have to determine off your father. If you of these people, not off your mother. It's all off your father.
We read that the Israelites were scattered all over the world.
Exactly.
But we don't know where they are. We don't know who is who.
We know.
The scripture talk about the spirit bears witness. So sometimes you could look like a nation that's not on the sign, but through the spirit you could tell that that's an Israelite.
Yeah, you can look up a book too, Hebrewisms in West Africa, and it tells you about like different tribes in Africa, that practice Israelite customs. So only one people practice Israelite customs is Israelites. So just because somebody is from Africa, that don't technically mean that you're African. You live in the continent of Africa, but you can be an Israelite.
We're scattered all over the world. One of the curses on.
Yeah, I know. When Jesus comes back, he's gonna get us together. Get us together again.
How the brother just read, we're rehearsing the righteous act. So, keeping your beard is part of the rehearsal of the righteous act. Not following this guy as your God. Rehearsing the righteous act.
So the law of Moses, you should keep it the way it is.
Yeah. Faith without works is void. So if you have faith, the real faith, you're going to try to keep the laws to the best of your ability. You're going to fear the Heavenly Father.
But some of the laws, you have to go to Jerusalem, the temple to worship and make sacrifice.
We can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
So here it is. See, we can't keep all the laws, right? So that's why Yahawashi, the world English called Jesus Christ, this is what he comes in. He died for us, all right? And this is why we have to have faith in him. Because he died for all of us to what? Not to get dead away the laws, but basically for us to have faith so that we can come back unto the Most High. You see what I'm saying? So that's why the Son is very important, because he's the deliverer. And this is why he shedded his blood for us. Because he knew if we're in captivity and we were dispersed, if we're in captivity in the land we didn't know, we lost who we was, how will we ever come back? We already broke the laws when we didn't even know the Lord at all. Then when we find out the Lord, we can't keep all the laws. That's what this brother, he brought up that scripture.
Romans 3:31.
I go.
What, rehearsing righteous act?
No, not that. Yeah, go ahead. Say that.
Yeah, do we make void the law through faith?
Right.
Yeah.
God forbid.
Right.
Real quick. It's John 1:17. For the law was given by Moses, but grace and truth came by Yahawashi. So Moses gave the law, but who was superior to the law? Yahawashi. And when we read the Matthews, he came not to destroy, but to fulfill. So a part of his fulfillment is to give us grace within these last days underneath the law, because we're not in the land. So when we used to practice those sacrifices, those was to the letter of the law. But Yahawashi, he is the law. He is the embodiment of all of that. So he came to give us grace underneath the law, because we can't do everything like how you said, because what? We're not in our homeland. So like how we were saying, it's not about the homeland or where we're from, but about the people who have the laws. So now we're giving that grace under the law, and we have the brother brought out the precept of rehearsing the righteous acts. So we can only rehearse what's available unto us. Well, we can rehearse not committing adultery. We can rehearse keeping our beds. You know what I'm saying? We can rehearse brotherly love. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. There's certain things that we can't do because we're not in the land no more. You know?
Yeah, real quick, because you got to think. See, that's why with the Bible, you got to think critically. You got to ask yourself, what's grace? The Bible tells us what grace is. Get real quick, give you real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because like, really the only part that's done in the way with is the sacrificial law. The sacrificial part of the law to where we would slaughter a bullock or a ram for the remission of sins. That was the purpose of Yahawashi.
What about Sabbath? Sabbath is done away with?
No, that's not done in the way with.
Sabbath.
We acknowledge the Sabbath.
Even though the Bible said, God said you will do away with the Sabbath.
What does it say that?
In Hosea?
Nah.
Hosea 2 and 11.
The Sabbath comes in over the new moon.
Hosea 2 and 11 says, because the Lord said he's going to stop all the Sabbath.
Be careful not to act.
That's not in the scriptures. Bring that out right quick.
So Hebrews 4:16. Let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need.
Right now we're in a time of need. Like the brothers is getting into, we can't keep the Sabbath because to the T. We can't keep the Sabbath to the 9 for the simple fact that we got jobs. Not everybody is an entrepreneur. Not everybody has the liberty to take a day off on the Sabbath, because according to the Bible, you're supposed to rest. It's a day of rest. And if you go against the Sabbath, that's a sin worthy unto death. So that's when Yahawashi comes in. Not only that, some brothers may have a job to where you got to deal with dead bodies. You know, I was a security guard a couple of years back, and I had to deal with dead bodies as far as moving them from their room and transporting them to the morgue. You know what I'm saying? Now, according to the Bible, you're unclean for 7 days for touching a dead body. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be able to come amongst the brotherhood. But that's where grace and mercy comes in. You know what I'm saying? Finding favor in a time of need. Just as an example.
And the scripture talk about like the brother brought out earlier, the wages of sin are death. So if you break one law, you're guilty of all. So it would make the Most High alive for us to even be standing here, and He hasn't killed us. So we're under grace because of what Yahawashi did. But grace doesn't give you a pass to just go be wicked.
Yeah. So because look, like the brother quoted, when he brought the scripture out, rehearse the righteous acts. We're rehearsing. You know, we probably mess up, but the Lord want to see what you try, you rehearse. You have the definition.
The definition of rehearse means to practice or play a piece of music or other work for later public performance.
For later public performance, because in the kingdom we're going to be perfect. In the kingdom we're going to be perfect, because according to the new covenant, He's going to take out the stony heart. He's going to give us the heart of flesh, which is the spirit. Which the spirit and the flesh is one. When we will have the law, we know the law like that, you know. But it says to practice. So what we're doing now, the Lord woke us back up. We're practicing the righteous acts. We're keeping the Sabbath to the best of our ability. You know, we're you're not committing adultery. You're not eating uncooked foods, crabs, shrimp, lobster, pork. So we're holding the Sabbath to the best of our ability. We're rehearsing. You understand?
It says, to mentally prepare for
mentally prepared. To mentally prepared. Because these are the things we're going to do in the kingdom. We're going to do it perfectly. You know?
Now, I'm bringing up the scripture that you said here. Hosea chapter 2, verse 10. And now...
Chapter 2, verse 11.
Yeah, I'm reading it down.
Okay.
And now will I discover her lewdness in the sight of her lovers, and none shall deliver her out of mine hand. And I will also cause all her mirth to cease, her feast days, her new moons, and her Sabbaths, and all her solemn feasts. Now why is that, bro? Because the Lord told us, because we went against our law, statutes, and commandments, and the Lord discontinued us from our heritage. Read Jeremiah 17:4. You know? So part of us being Israelites is practicing the customs, one of them being the Sabbath. You know?
Yeah.
Now, if you believe that the Sabbath is done away with, done based on that scripture, then you have to consider the second covenant. What is the second covenant instilled? It means taking the law, statutes, and commandments and putting them in our inward heart so that we don't go off from the law ever again.
Right.
One of those laws is keeping the Sabbath, right?
This is Jeremiah 17 verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
Yeah, so we shall discontinue from our heritage that the Lord gave us. For part of that heritage is honoring the Sabbath. You know?
Yeah.
And if you read Hosea chapter 1, verse 10, we read that earlier, that's the spirit, it said, in the place where we said ye are not my people, you know? So there's a time where we would discontinue from our heritage, and in that same land, that land is America, we shall know that we're the sons of the living power. So all that stuff is going to be restored back unto us, you know?
Yeah, it says, and thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in a land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
And if I could build on that, because somebody grab Isaiah the first chapter. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Because here it is. You got Israel, our people are hypocrites. They can't be hypocrites. So here it is. They will find themselves still trying to take hold of the holy days, still trying to take hold of the Sabbath, yet they're dwelling in sin. Yet they're not even repenting. Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, the Heavenly Father and the Son, they don't deal that way. You know what I'm saying? And the scripture's going to get into it. Read.
Isaiah chapter 1 verse 13. And it says, bring no more vain oblations. Incense is an abomination unto me.
Right.
The new moons and the Sabbaths, the calling of assemblies, I cannot away with. It is iniquity, even the solemn meetings.
Why is that? Because they're dwelling in sin. You know what I'm saying? They're not repenting. Yet they're still trying to take hold of the holy days of the Lord. Go ahead.
Your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hated. They are a trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them.
So why would the Lord hate something in which he told us to honor? Because they're not doing it out of a pure heart. Go ahead.
Verse 15. And when ye spread forth your hands, I will hide mine eyes from you. Yet when ye make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood. Wash you, make you clean. Put away the evil of your doings from before mine eyes. Cease to do evil. Learn to do well. Seek judgment. Relieve the oppressed. Judge the fatherless. Plead for the widow. Come now, and let us reason together, saith the Lord. Though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. Though they be red like crimson, they shall be as wool. If ye be willing and obedient, ye shall eat good of the land.
And that's pretty much proof. You have to cleanse yourself before you can even try to find favor with the Heavenly Father and the Son. You know, scripts like the churches say, you can come as you are. No, you can't. You know, they say that you choose God. No, you don't. The Lord got to choose you. And the scriptures clearly say that.
I got a quick precept if I may. Psalms 119:9. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word. So taking heed to the word is what cleanses you. You know, the church says that they dump you in water and that's it, you're made clean. This is the waters you gotta dump into, you know?
Yeah, the water represents the word. I got another scripture.
If I can add, because once you get once you come about that water, you're still the same dude, man.
Right.
But once you really, get edified by the scriptures, that's when you actually change, man.
Take heed to the word. This is Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 24. And I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your own land. And I will sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, the laws of Moses, right? The written law, right? And will give you an heart of flesh. That's talking about the second covenant, where the Lord's going to put the law, statutes, and commandments in our inward parts. So we're literally like righteous robots for the Lord, and we can't go off, and we're going to be perfect. So that's a part of the second covenant. So the entire law, in its totality, is going to come from that.
Yeah, that stubborn heart, it's like that stony heart, it's like a stubborn type of thing to the flesh. It's like we're going to go off. We're going to fight. Your spirit and your flesh is gonna war, against each other. The spirit be willing, but your flesh be weak.
Oh, okay. I thought the stony heart was the law that was written on stone.
No, it didn't mean just that. It was written on stone, but that means
It talks about our people being hard-headed. They
Harder than flint.
and harder than flint.
adamant.
Adam and flint.
Adam and stone.
Yeah, hard, right?
Yeah, come.
Stiff-necked, hard-headed, rebellious.
The Lord also told Nicodemus that you got to be reborn. So you got to come as a new creature. You got to put off the old man, all the lies. Most of us were raised that was the Lord. You got to put away all that, and you're reborn in the Word, in Yahawashi.
Got one precept, I'll wrap it up. This is Isaiah chapter 30, verse 20. And though the Lord gave you the bread of adversity, it says, gave you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thou teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thou eyes shall see thou teachers, and thou ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, this is the way, walk ye in it.
Yeah, because these are your teachers, the ones that, like when you first came up, you said, what is this? We said, this is church, because what? Church is where you learn the Bible. Now, every time, we come out of the scriptures and you ask us something, we can, as the scriptures say, precept upon precept. That's how you're supposed to preach the word, So these are, we are your teachers, really. The Lord set us up to teach you.
Jeremiah 3:15, real quick, it says, and thy ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, this is the way, walk ye in it, when ye turn to the right hand, and when ye turn to the left. All right, that's it.
So it'll be irrefutable evidence that we give you, according to the scriptures.
Yeah, not like the church, like you said, like when you was younger, you went to church, but then you grew up, so like, because you realize what, they not really giving you nothing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because the church not really giving you nothing of substance to actually go off of, they just giving you a song and a dance, feelings and emotions. You don't get no real understanding of the Bible. But like brother said,
Yeah, I
Don't shoot that little motherfucker.
Yeah, I think it's one problem I have with my church is that it's not interactive. Like nobody, they come, they just read the Bible and you go.
they don't want to be questioned. They don't want to be
Whether
questioned.
you understand it or not, just go home. Come back again the next day.
Be Catholic?
Was that?
Catholic?
Yeah, I'm Catholic. I grew up in Catholic, even though now I'm like slack.
Right.
Yeah. Because personally, I've seen some practices that is not according to the Bible.
Not biblical, right?
Not biblical.
Right.
Yeah. But I was an ex-seminarian. And then, it's just a whole lot of things that are unbiblical. Let me put it like that. And I found that on my own. So, it is what it is.
They'll say the law's done away with, but they ask for your tithes, which is the law. So they'll take your money and say that it's because of the law. But the law's done away with.
They gonna have Sunday brunch with a bunch of pork on their fork, huh?
Yeah, churches will teach you that the laws are done away with, but then they'll still tell you that you gotta pay tithes.
They don't want to do away with that one.
Hey, you finish
That one's
up
still
with
in
that.
effect.
I'll wrap it up.
So this is Jeremiah chapter 3.
Just let you know we're closing up.
Okay.
We'll be out here every Saturday, but we're gonna read this one last scripture.
Okay.
Jeremiah chapter 3 verse 15. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
So the Lord said he would give you pastors according to his heart. Now the heart is not talking about the muscle. In the Bible, the heart is talking about the mind. I would give you pastors according to my mind that shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. And that's why here, brothers that like us that's out there right now, or even tomorrow when brothers go out, they're teaching the truth, and you're getting the what? The knowledge and the understanding. You can't get that in the government churches, not in their religion. You can't.
So, how do you plan to have maybe all these Israelites know all these laws, know all these
come together.
They come together because
Spirit of unity.
because when the Israelites were taken to exile, maybe where was they taken to exile? Judah was taken to Babylon.
Right.
Even Daniel and the rest of them, even Daniel, they were righteous men.
Right.
But they too were taken to.
Hey, but like you said a little while ago, like the Lord is going to bring us all together in the end. It's not up to us of how we come together. The Lord is going to bring us together in the end. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord got to do it, you know? The Lord is the one who woke us up to this truth. The fact that we come from different areas and we all here together now. You know, it's a prime example of how the Lord is going to bring us all together because this is us all together. You know?
This is Jeremiah chapter 16 and 13. Therefore will I cast you out of this land into a land that ye know not, neither ye nor your fathers, and there ye shall serve other gods day and night, where I will not show you favor. Therefore, behold, the day comes, saith the Lord, that it shall be no more said, the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north.
So that land of the north represents here, you know, North America, America. Because what the Lord said he would cast us out of the land, you know, and what we would serve gods, but our people into all different religions and stuff like that. Now what? The Lord is going to be known as the Lord that brought us up out of the north. That's where our people majority in captivity, here in North America, here in America. So this is where the Lord is going to raise us up and gather us together predominantly, and we're going to be all together, you know?
And the gathering is not going to come with us coming together. It's going to be him gathering us together through his chariots, through his angels. You know? It says, but the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north and from all the lands, whether he hath driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers.
Yeah, see, so it's up to the Lord at the end of the day. We just doing our job accordingly now, but it's already brothers, like, damn near every country in the world that knows the truth just how we know the truth. So we all together technically in the spirit, you know what I'm saying? So all it takes for the Lord to physically
is going to bring us together to the same land.
Yeah,
that our forefathers had.
yeah.
Wow.
The Lord,
Okay.
Yeah, Yahawashi is going to bring us back there.
Right.
We're getting gathered spiritually.
The way they made us understand it is that it's going to be like a spiritual Jerusalem. It's not going to be physical.
no, it's all.
Yeah, that's going to be spiritual. That's the understanding.
It starts spiritual, but it goes physical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate the time you took to explain I just stop by to learn more, whatever I can learn.
Well, the Lord is going to have to gather his elect, because what's going to happen here? North America is going to be destroyed by the way of thermonuclear fire in the ways of World War III. But before that happened, also too, the mark of the beast that's written in Revelation. You know, he said he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive a mark. So therefore, he's going to force this RFID microchip into people's arms and people's heads and things of that nature before the great and dreadful day. You know? So really, real quick, why are we going to get delivered the way of the fashion of the chariots in which the world called UFOs? Because it's going to be destroyed. This is Babylon the Great. North America is Babylon. You got it.
I just wanted to ask you, what does the Catholic Church teach you about the mark of the beast?
They don't even bring it up. Okay, no, seriously, they don't even bring it up. So it's just things, sometimes you read it on your own. The Catholic Church will read
That's vocab, right?
yeah, we read the Bible. They have specific chapters and verses that they read is set, like all through the year.
Wow.
So
They don't touch Revelation.
yeah, so
Hell no.
they don't touch
that shows you
Revelation.
don't even operate in the
That's
spirit.
why you see, most of us Catholics, we don't understand anything in Revelation. Yeah, because nobody teaches.
Well, I'll give you the short version. The mark of the beast is the RFID microchip. Okay. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is pushing this. Is going to push this throughout the four corners of the earth. If you're an Israelite, the Lord is going to destroy you for taking. Revelation 14 and 9. Go home and read Revelation 14 and 9. When you go home.
Revelation 14 and 9?
Right.
14, 8 and 9.
Yeah. But
That's the mark of the beast, the
but
RFID
the
chip.
mark of the beast is not here yet, right?
No, it's here.
No, it's here.
Some big
People have
shit.
questions.
What is it then?
They're not forcing it yet. That's the thing.
So how do we see?
Well, look, what it is, this is a microchip. You have Sweden, they doing it, it's cashless, they put chips inside their hand. You got East India, you got China. Now, this place, America, is basically going to be the place, you know, it's going to be the last place that they become. But look, they're doing it here now. You can go to a tattoo parlor and get this chip inside you so that you can get, so you can have features of home appliances. Like I can open my door with my chip. You know, I can do certain things with it. Now, this chip, it deals with the currency. It deals with the way of new money. New money is digital money.
Right.
Everything is digital. They're taking away the dollar and they're putting everything digital. This is digital. This is the way that you're gonna have to be buy or sell. You know? So that's how we know that they're going into the word market, these commodities. We know that this is the market. But right now, these people know about it a little bit, but here it is, they didn't force it yet upon us. And soon you're gonna see more commercials, you're gonna see people taking it, and you're gonna go, oh, guys was telling me this. Because this is the mark of the beast that John the Revelator saw.
You can go online right now and buy an RFID microchip and have it mailed to your house. You know?
Oh, wow.
So that's what it is.
See,
So
like,
don't take the chip.
you see places like ShopRite or whatever, they got scanners. So like you're gonna be able to buy like just by scanning your hand.
Yeah, scanning is common.
And another thing too, I meant to make mention, it's a new form of identity. No longer birth certificates, security cards, all your identification, all your using your currency, money to buy and sell will be on this chip.
Medical records,
Everything, yeah.
They're not even gonna sell wallets no more.
Yeah. Hey, hospital-wise, if you have an illness, your illness will be diagnosed on your chip. So when you go to the hospital, they don't have to search your body. They can scan your chip, and then it will show what it is that you have, and then send you up to that department to deal with it. You know, so this is a game changer. You know, when you take this chip, reason why the Lord also said, you know, you're gonna be destroyed by the way of fire when you take this, because what it does, it hijacks your brain. It's a break. This is frequencies. Your brain goes off frequencies. So this is basically hijacking your brain frequencies. Now, the so-called white man, he can play along on your emotions. They got devices where if you take this chip, it can play upon your emotions where to make you angry, sad, upset, mad. You know, so it's like they're playing God with you, and you feeling all weird and things like that. So the Lord ain't having this, because this ain't natural. This ain't what the Lord planned. This is all prophecy. You know, so.
Yeah, watch a movie called Kingsman, and it'll show you what that RFID chip could do to you. It's called Kingsman, so check that movie out.
Yeah, and it's a lot of scares now to where people are afraid, like people are afraid to even get the chips and things like that, because you know, with anything on the internet, they can, you know, people can hack into your, you know, people can hack and get your information, so that's not even safe. You can't trust Esau on that.
I got a big picture too. It's a GPS tracker. It can GPS you. Now I can monitor you wherever you're going to go.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they're gonna try to say that it has certain pluses, like the Amber Alert. Like let's say your kid goes missing, they say that your kid will never go missing because now you got a chip in your kid, so they could always find them. So they're gonna play on people's emotions and you know, trying to say the benefits of it.
Right.
But that's just the devil being the devil. You know, they're even training, FEMA's training certain pastors for in a time of crisis to say that, you know, that's not the mark of the beast. You know, this is, we need this.
See, right now, it's willingly you can take it, but soon they're gonna force it. And you gotta have no choice. And if you don't take it according to the government, you're gonna be deemed as a terrorist. You're gonna be a, you know.
As we have taken social security numbers.
Yeah. And where does those security numbers go back to? Slavery. Right. You had it branded on your arm.
If you want to look up videos online, you just look up GreatMillStone or Israel.
GreatMillStone, that's your church?
GreatMillStone, that's our church.
Yeah, type in GMS Mark of the Beast. You'll hear all about it. Alright, so with that, you know, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto
Yahawah,
Yahawah,
BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Qadash.
We want to give double honors unto the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone who were well. Peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.